The following content is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Connection established. A.D.A. Online.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of A.D.A. Online. This is the June recap, aka episode 6, and it should be a bit of a quicker one than the last two, just because of how much I have going on in this month, trying to make sure I get my 4 videos out in August. Now, as for the tech issues I've been having lately, I discovered what was the cause of a clicking that I kept hearing when editing my videos. So, when editing my videos, I started hearing this click and audio distortions. My immediate thought was, oh, it had to have happened when I was recording the video. So I went into Action, the program I used to record everything, and I changed its whole encoder. That was only a couple of clicks. It wasn't that big of a deal. But so it turns out that wasn't the case. Then I thought, oh, it's got to be because I use an external SSD. So I bought a brand new internal one that I put into my computer. Still didn't work. And it turns out it was actually an audio driver issue with Vegas. So I've largely got that down, but not all the way. I also just upgraded my mic stand to the Rode PSA1. I'm using it right now. It's drastically better than the one I was using. It was like a 5-fine, and it was meant to just be out of the way and not really be seen. Personally, I think this upgrade was worth all the money I spent, and if you're ever looking for a mic stand, I would highly recommend it. But with that out of the way, we can now move on to the lolcow segment, starting with the same person we did last episode, Chibi. Infinite cringe is still on its way, but I want it to be the best video I've ever done because it's no secret that Unlimited Cringe was the most popular video that I've ever made. And because of that, anytime I cover Chibi, I feel like I have to do something new and something better than the last time. Well, at the very end of May, somebody on the Kiwi Farms somehow found the video of Chibi getting his degree. This is a fast one, but we're going to show it regardless.
Adam White.
Oh, that's a little loud.
Adam is receiving a course direct.
Yeah, that's Chibi getting his degree. So I think this was to do with game development, but something Chibi did whenever he had problems, he would go into his Discord server and ask, "Hey, does anyone know how to do this?" So the guy just cheated. He could have used ChatGPT, but instead he went to his Discord and everyone knows about it.
Award in systems progression.
Yeah, look at that jump. Super Mario over there. I know a lot of people like to make fun of that picture of Elon Musk jumping up at the Trump rally, but I think that Chibi deserves to have some meme of that way more. Got his 3 jumps in there. Now that one happened, I think it was a year ago, but I'm not really sure. Now, if you remember in the last episode, we covered Chibi quitting his job at AT&T because he was trying to get that job in Japan teaching English. Well, it turns out Chibi made a bit of a whoopsie because he failed his final interview. Well, I got my results, but unfortunately, after the final interview, they said no. I'm not sure how it happened, but I can't be upset about it. I did my best, and that's what matters. We'll give it another shot. Sadly, there's no way I can contact them by phone since they're in Japan. I messaged them on Microsoft Teams. But as it's well known, lolcow plot armor cannot be stopped, and Chibi somehow found another company stupid enough to hire him. Where one door closes, another opens. I got a job in Japan with another company. Whoa, congrats! Teaching English? Yup, I had an interview last night in the middle of the night, and they decided to on the spot hire me. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine? You just hire some guy that wants to move to Japan, and then months and months later, Chibi shows up. I think your boss would have the biggest talking to you've ever had in your life. I moved to Japan mid-August. Holy fuck, that is amazing. Big congrats to you. Do you already know which area the school will be in? Central Tokyo. I believe this one is about where Chibi's going to live. Sadly, no. That will be up to me. I'll need to work with a real estate agent to find a place. This is an independent contract, so I don't get insurance or housing benefits, but I get paid higher. The place Chibi lives in right now is a place that his mother bought, which he shares with his brother. I don't know how Chibi's gonna find a place in Japan. Now, if I was going to move to Japan, even Tokyo, I'd probably make a Facebook account go on one of those like foreigners in wherever, looking for a apartment, condo, whatever, and say, hey, this is my budget. This is where I want to live. And then agents will contact you. But this is going to be Chibi's first time ever getting a place on his own. Yup, and Tokyo fills up ridiculously fast because everyone wants to live there. I could have chosen to live countryside if I chose to, but I want to live near my local Tokyo friends, so I have people to be around and don't get depressed or lonely. Is Chibi for real? Depressed or lonely? First off, I'm actually shocked Chibi does have friends in Japan that want to like be around him. I wouldn't want to be around Chibi. I don't know why other people would, but maybe it's like a language thing. They just think, oh, this guy, well, I don't know English very well, and he doesn't speak Japanese, so maybe that's why he's so awkward. Chibi said later, hey, I have this friend in Japan that's gonna let me crash this place for free. That guy is in for such a rude awakening once he realizes what Chibi really is like daily. Sorry, let's get back to this. Also, once I have feet on the ground in Japan, I can always transition to a different job if I choose to. So that was the end of Chibi talking about moving to Japan. But on June 6th, one of Chibi's coworkers would release a ton of texts from his AT&T work group chat. Now, most of these were work stuff that I didn't understand whatsoever, but he did post a couple of them that were pretty good. Ahem. I know you hate my guts and all, but I would prefer if we could at least be cordial at work. Every time I have to talk to you or get on your bridge, it feels like you can't say a word to me. Outside of work, you don't have to like me or talk to me, but if blank gone, and I still have a job to do, I would appreciate it if you would at least be less hostile towards me, especially doing things like laughing at me or removing me from calls. Could you imagine this? You're in a group call with Chibi, and I want to assume this guy's like a boss because he has that power to just kick someone from a call. You're having a work meeting, you start talking about non-business stuff, and Chibi just gets cut off. He gets kicked from the call. For your information, blank, you said yesterday that you were not allowed to change dispatches without authority of blank, and blank is out of the office until later. So I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. I started heading towards Waterford for about 7 minutes, then stopped. That's when I got on your bridge. Now, this is gonna be like the best one I've ever seen. Like, when I read this, I actually started laughing so hard. Doesn't matter to me. She'll have to wait either way, and I've already got 4 today. Okay. And then this guy links, I would really prefer if you'd be quiet. SGDQ 2014 quick edit. Excuse me? I want to imagine Chibi was like fuming, like in shock when he saw that. Remember, this isn't like Chibi talking to some troll. Not even though this guy like trolled him by posting all this information. This is somebody Chibi worked with, posting the most embarrassing moment of his life in a message. We're trying to get accurate information from you, and you're being annoyingly passive aggressive, so this is my response. Chibi actually reported this guy to HR for sending him that. Now, because of that, HR said, okay, you guys are not allowed to talk to each other. Fast forwarding to June 13th, and Chibi would post this to his Facebook. I'm beyond excited to have this opportunity to finally pursue a life in Japan like I've wanted, but it's going to come with considerable challenges, and I can't help but feel nervous and anxious about being able to make anything work. I'm sure this is a very normal feeling, but I don't want to ignore it since this will literally be a new life in a new country, far from home or anyone I know. The more I think about what still has to be done before I move, the arrangement... Oh, did I not? I'm sorry, I didn't get the whole thing. That's my bad. So that was pretty much the end of Chibi for the month of June, but it's not going to be the end that we're covering. Now, there really wasn't enough Chibi last month to talk about him again in the next episode, so we're going to cover what he did in July. Chibi exposed that he was actually worried that things might not go the way he thought they were going to.
I'm still wondering, like, whether or not I want to...
Oh yeah, sorry, I've got a few more clips in here. So we're going to hear Chibi say, oh, maybe I should get rid of this whole Vaporeon aesthetic. And it's like, yes, Chibi, you should get rid of that. It has nothing to do with your brand. Like, it's not even your character. It's Nintendo's.
keep the Vaporeon branding or not. Like, I kind of do, and I also kind of don't. I don't know. I do love my emotes, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, my emotes are cute. Also, like, the animated ones are so good. I do like those a lot.
The animated ones are good. I remember very, very specifically in the last episode, Chibi had some like animated emote that he had on his screen. And this Vaporeon's paw just gets cut off when it goes outside the drawn box area. Like, Chibi, it's not good.
Oh, God. I'm scared. Japan is happening so soon.
Japan is happening so soon. This is going to be the first time, like, in his life, Chibi is not handed, like, an $80,000 job. He's not in a place that's already picked out for him. He's on his own. I don't think he's going to be able to make it properly.
How's he gonna spectacularly fail this time?
How's he going to spectacularly fail this time? Now, obviously, Chibi is not in Japan yet, but this is what I think is going to happen. I think that Chibi's going to go there, go a little wild. I don't know, what is he like? Retro games, maybe a bunch of anime stuff, some merch. And then he's going to realize, oh, I don't have any savings. And then Chibi's going to realize he has like no money whatsoever. And he is going to be screwed.
And like, to be honest, I don't even know. Truth be told, I could fail.
I could fail. Chibi, you are going to fail. I would be in shock if Chibi goes there and comes back a success. Or even like somehow like makes it in Japan.
I could maybe not last a month in Japan. Maybe I'll go there and I'll experience the actual life being there, right? Maybe the work culture will be too much for me. It's very possible. But if that happens, you know, I'm simply just move back here and start again.
Simply move back here and start again. Chibi, you're not going to get that 80,000 job back. There is no way you will ever get rehired by AT&T. I think he's like 35 too, so he's going to be starting out like really, really late. Or sorry, he's going to be starting over again really, really late, which you can do, but I don't think Chibi can.
You know, I'm fully prepared to accept anything that may happen from this, but I want to undertake this journey because I think I will feel bad if I don't.
I think I will feel bad if I don't. I want to remind you people, this is not like oh, you know what? I've always wanted to go to Japan, so this is when I'm going to finally do it. Chibi has been to Japan like, I want to say 5 or 6 times. Like, literally, in between this clip we're watching right now and Chibi moving there in August, he went to Japan again. So this is not like a new thing for him. This is a regular occurrence. Chibi is in Japan all the time.
Like, I'll always have this regret from not doing it. I will say this, income has been...
Oh, this is my favorite part. Chibi's about to say, oh, yeah, turns out income is not doing too well now that I quit my job to do door dashing and selling insurance freelance. Oh, that's another thing. So Chibi has this great idea. Oh, you know what? I'm going to move to Japan and I'm going to sell insurance to people in Wisconsin. There's like a 12-hour time zone difference. So I don't know how he thinks he's going to have I don't think Chibi understands how he's supposed to have a day job in Japan and also work nights to work in America. I've watched videos of people who like move abroad. They still work for American companies and they say, hey, yeah, my hours are crazy. I'm up at like 8 p.m. and I work all through the night because I need to talk to people in America. That's where all my clients are. And then I usually sleep through the day. Chibi is not going to be able to do both.
Very tight this month preparing for this move. The job I transitioned into, I will say, has not been as successful as I would like it to be. And I haven't really been making a lot of money from it, unfortunately.
If only Chibi had a huge stack of retro video games and collectibles that he could sell. Now, I can tell right now he's using the SM7B. That has a $400 microphone. In order to use that, he also needs to have an interface, and I assume he has a cloud lifter. So that's another $200. Yeah, sorry, no, that's probably $300. So yeah, just him talking is about a $700 setup.
So yeah, income is tight right now. If you guys do want to like give something, if you guys want to help out, you can type !Japan in the chat. And then
He's e-begging.
You can like leave a tip if you want. Again, not required, but definitely helpful and appreciated. When am I perma moving to Japan? My move is going to be on the 15th of August.
August 15th, Chibi's big adventure.
So I will be arriving in Japan on the 16th.
Less than a week away.
And I don't actually start my job until September 7th, which...
Yeah, so Chibi is starting his job about, less than a month after he gets there. So there's no income for about a couple of weeks there, Chibi. You better be careful. Because I have a funny feeling he does not have a proper savings. Like, Chibi to me, I feel like whenever he gets money... sorry, I should have posted this too. So Chibi said, yeah, I'm waiting in line because I'm getting a Switch 2. And that's why he's playing like the new Donkey Kong. So that's another $500 down the drain.
Means I got plenty of time to look for something else if I want. Because I will say this is definitely not going to be the end.
Is Chibi stupid, actually, now that I think about it? So I haven't bought a Switch 2. But I'm pretty sure like the tariff situation made them more expensive in America. Why? Why would you buy a Switch in America when he could go to Japan and get them for cheaper? Without the tariffs, without the importing, and you can still change the language. I don't know if Switch 2 has actually even if it has region locking, he's going to a place where he would not be able to play the games he's purchased. So, like, he's gonna have to get digital ones from now on because he can't buy a physical copy in a country where they would be super cheap.
The goal, like, this job that I have is very much just a get into Japan and then find something else.
Yeah, here we go, the snakening plan. Oh, thank you for getting me into the country, Mr. Roboto. I'm gonna start filling out job applications.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes, how it turns out. Whether that be good or bad.
So am I.
We will see.
We will see indeed, Mr. Chibi. We will see. Now, again, Chibi is moving there on August 15th. I don't think we're going to get any new info on Chibi for a little while, so I feel like we won't be talking about him until the September recap of A.D.A. So moving on, and we have everybody's favorite lawyer, Nick Rekieta. Now, I wanted to say, like, I think the last time I spoke about Nick Rekieta was actually in the last episode, but I'm not sure. Well, Nick Rekieta, with the upcoming body cam footage that was about to be released, decided he was going to get a one-up on them, not releasing the body cam footage himself, but instead showing a couple of pictures from his home himself on July 1st. Now, this is a bit of a longer one, but I have some highlights, as always.
So, there's a dedicated group of people who are ravenously...
There are a group of people who are ravenously interested in this body cam footage. Yes, we are, Rekieta, and the longer you keep putting it off, that release, the more ravenous people are going to get. It's been like a year since that arrest. No, that happened March 2024, so yeah, it's been well over a year.
Desperate to see the body cam footage from the search of my house. And I've said no. Like, I'm not going to release it.
Now, on one hand, I can't blame Rekieta. If there was body cam footage in my home, no matter how clean the place was, I probably wouldn't want that going public either. That's one of the only things I feel about the Freedom of Information Act I don't kind of like. Like, so if you swat somebody, they're the victim, and then the person who swats them gets the body cam footage too. I personally don't think that's necessarily right. Like, he got arrested and had his kids taken away for a reason. So I do not hold that belief with him.
There's a weirdo out there.
Oh yeah, there's a weirdo out there. A woman by the name of No. Oh, okay, what is his face? Okay, so I know that there's that Dabbleverse Muppet called Tukey, but my lord, Nick Rekieta looks more like a Muppet than that actual puppet.
An obsessive woman named Null,
An obsessive
who
woman
is
named
trying
Null.
to get the footage through the legal process. I mean, it's a faulty legal process. He doesn't have a legal basis for it.
Actually, yes, he does have a legal basis. It was entered into evidence, which made it public.
That makes any sense. But, you know, courts do weird stuff. So he might get it.
He will get it. Now, I'm not saying this is an insult. Null, Joshua Connor Moon, is one of the most autistic people on the planet. And again, I'm not saying that as a negative thing. Like, he is hyper obsessive, and if he wants something, he is going to do whatever it takes to get that. So the man has lost 50 pounds over the course of this year because he wants to wear nice clothes. And so in order to do that, his only snack has been like canned mackerel, and he's been avoiding Pizza Fridays. When all the internet service providers, credit card companies were trying to like take him down, he was able to keep the kiwi farms up. I would not be able to do that. If Null is dedicated to doing something, you better believe it is going to get done.
don't know. I will oppose it because it's, you know, it's my home, and it has my children in it and my wife, and
It has my children in it and my wife. That is his big cope for this. No, I'm not going to show you the body cam footage. My kids are in there. Well, the kids are going to be censored. So yeah, that's not a problem. From the last episode, we know that she was looking after the kids until the Child Protective Service agent came in.
there's just no reason for people to see it. It's a whole thing where
There's just no reason for people to see it. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess we don't need to. But what about all the other things he's covered as a legal YouTuber? Did anyone really need to see the Amber Heard trial? Probably not. But that didn't stop him from showing it.
you know, there's parts of my life that should remain private. I was told over and over and over again, keep parts of your life private. So when I tried to keep part of my life private, people went fucking nuts. And I guess it's just how the internet goes. I will oppose it because, you know, it's not anybody's business at all.
It's not anybody's business. Rackets can dish it out, but he can't take it.
And the law says that it's private. And so it shall remain private if I have anything to do with it. That said, I do know that my county government decided to fuck up. And
Oh yeah, now he's gonna say, oh, the Candy How how's it pronounced? Candy How County? They released it to some individuals when they never should have. I might sue them for it. They showed that footage because it was completely legal. I believe the current theory is that, like, in order to get a plea deal done, Nick Rekieta, one of his things was, I do not want that body cam footage public whatsoever. And so that's why they're fighting so hard to keep it, like, private. But again, Null has a lawyer looking into this. Even the government has said, like, no, you need to hand that footage over.
what they did was allow two people to view the body cam footage in person. Not all of it, only two of the videos, as far as I can tell. That being said, that is that's a screw up on their part, and that will be dealt
That
with.
is not a screw up. That is not a screw up. They did the right thing, Mr. Rackets.
In appropriate measure at the appropriate time. But in light of all that, these two people have written up stories about
Stories. No, this is not a story, Mr. Rekieta. This is a transcript, or sorry, I can't say transcript because it's not an actual transcript. This is written documentation of what these women saw in the footage. They had things written down that they would not have been able to know if they did not see it. So I believe that footage 100%.
how the body cam footage looked. And their stories are a little bit horrible.
A little bit horrible.
A little bit horrible. I figured a compromise would be I'll show you pictures that the cops took,
So we're gonna find out. These are not pictures that the cops took. Rekieta took these later, and this is what he this is what he thinks a clean home looks like.
Of places that were described. But there are some limitations to that. Yeah, I'm not going to let you guys look in any bedrooms.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I think this one is completely fair. We do not need to see the kids' bedrooms. They were not involved with the drug stuff whatsoever. So again, I completely agree with that one.
In the house. The only compromise there is I will show you pictures of the bathroom because a lot has been said about that bathroom. And so I figure that's fair. It's also
I wish I had pictures of his like orange shower. Rekieta will take these like hour-long showers where I don't know, he like calls people in the shower, which I don't understand whatsoever. Like my phone, I have a Sony Xperia 1V, something like that. Now it's water resistant. I would never, ever, ever take that thing in the shower with me. I wouldn't want it in a bathtub. I wouldn't want it in a hot tub. I wouldn't want it at the side of the pool. Like, even if it can handle a bit of water, like, I am not willing to risk it. And this guy will just, like, again, sit in the shower. This orange, not because it's, like, colored that way, but because I want to say, like, the iron buildup, like, it needs CLR. That's what it needs. And he will just, like, call people in there with the water running. I don't know how you could have a conversation like that.
where the drugs were found. So you can see that. I was kind of surprised when I looked at the pictures because I was like, well, it doesn't seem as bad as I remember it, which is kind of weird because I was like, yeah, house was really messy that day.
Yeah, house was really messy that day. It was messy every day, Mr. Rekieta.
Laundry. There's a bunch of laundry out. Here we go. Here's the first photo.
Here's the first photo. All right, you know what? I'll say this. The kitchen table doesn't look horrible if you have like 5 kids in the house. But the counter is what we're going to see that's like really bad.
You can see this is and I'll show to the left here as well. So this is the floor that was so cluttered that you could not walk without stepping on anything. And the table in part of the counter, which I'll show the rest of in a minute, that were so covered in bottles that you can't put anything on them. There's no surface visible. So you can see there is quite a bit of.
Okay, whoa. Yeah, okay. So I forgot about this. What do we got here? Yeah, so that counter, that's more of an adult area. That's where adults cook, obviously. Even if this was laundry day, that is more laundry than 5 people's worth. Sorry, let me add. Okay, so sorry, 8 people because they had Kayla, April, Nick Rekieta, and the 5 children. That is still like way too much laundry. Like at that day, at that point, I feel like they should say, hey, you know what? This is your laundry day. You can wash your clothes. And that way you'll have the washer and the dryer free for yourself the whole day. And if somebody else like super needs to do laundry, they could like kind of work within that. Yeah, this is like a hoarder home. This is unlivable.
Laundry. And there is stuff on the counter. Like I'm guilty.
There is stuff on the counter. If I had that much stuff on my counter, like I would be embarrassed for anyone to step foot in my home. Like I would have to look at that and say like, man, is there something bad going on in my life right now?
Of that 100%. Sorry that there's stuff on the counter. I don't know.
I'm sorry that there's stuff on the counter.
Or how.
You got like empty glasses. You got empty bottles. I'm referring to the plastic bottle on the right. I can't even name some of this stuff. And of course, it's going to be brought up later when I show a Kino Casino clip. They have a paper towel dispenser right there. It's next to the gas burner on the stove. Why is the paper towel not in the paper towel roll? Like, it's not even like you have to unscrew something. You just pick it up and drop it.
I should be punished for this. But here you go. These are, like I said, this is where they were confronted with no possible way of navigating.
Okay, Mr. Rekieta, that like table picture we saw, yeah, you know what? I'll say this, people could walk around that. There is no way you could walk in this area without stepping on something.
Like all of the stuff. Was this from the same day? Yes. Every one of these pictures is taken by a police officer.
Oh, we're gonna find out that's not true.
You'll actually see one of the police officers in one of the pictures because there's a mirror. There is nowhere to possibly go.
All right, so we just skipped ahead a little. Now, this is Nick Rekieta's office. We're going to hear, this is not how it actually looked. Now, something you can clearly see, he's got a couple of bottles on the floor. And if you see, like, right next to the barrel and the desk, what's that orange right there? Well, he just keeps his Reese cups that he eats on the floor. Great place to store them, I know.
In there, the floor is completely covered.
Why would you leave them on the floor? I don't know if anyone listening to this has ever had a mouse. Anytime I've had a mouse, that is all I can think about, catching him. Like, this makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Inaccessible. Bottles are everywhere, literally covering the ground.
Bottles are everywhere. We're about to see. So Nick Rekieta, behind the desk, that's where he also likes to keep his bottles. So I like to imagine that he's just streaming. He finishes a bottle and he just chucks it in front of him and leaves it there until the end of time.
It's all fair and accurate. I think that's a true description of what was going on. Now I know what you're thinking. This is outside the office, so I will show you inside the office.
What the? Hold on. Look at the ceiling. That's not even done.
I have these out of order. My bad. So there is there are bottles on the floor.
There are
Absolutely.
bottles on the floor. Okay, yeah. You can see his Reese cups. You can see how many bottles are on the floor. Okay, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, just 11 bottles on the floor. Now, as for the bottles on the top of the bookshelf, I'm going to give that a pass. I know a lot of people, anytime they like buy a new bottle, like once it's done, they like put it on top of their cupboards, whatever. But the ones on the floor, like absolutely not okay.
There's Reese's peanut butter cups down here. You can see.
Oh, okay. So actually, not to kind of like break things up, but so this mic stand, the Elgato one, looks like the kind I was using before I switched to this new one. You can also see right next to that, he's got his toilet paper right on the table, real classy. And it's just a huge mess.
Those are delicious. My desk is a mess.
I agree. Reese cups are pretty delicious. I like them.
I don't always like take the time to clean it between shows because you don't really need to all the time. Although I like having a cleaner workspace than this. But yeah, behind the desk, I kept all of the empty liquor bottles that I had. You can see them up here on top of the shelves.
Yeah, empty liquor bottles on top of a cabinet, on top of a bookshelf, classy. On the floor, trashy.
Kayla and I have, well, she has plans for various art projects to make cool stuff out of.
Okay, what kind of art projects can you realistically do with a bottle? I think you could like take a hairdryer and a crayon and like heat the bottle up and melt the wax inside of it. I guess that's one. There's shipping of bottles. Those are pretty classic. But besides that, like
them. And we thought it would be fun to keep them, and we had space for it. There are a bunch of bottles on the floor. This is 7 years of drinking daily.
Daily. There was a point Nick Rekieta was going through a bottle a night. I couldn't do that. I feel like I would actually be dead if I tried, right? So that was Mr. Rekieta's Cope and Seethe. He showed us those pictures. What else could we say? Well, the very next day, PPP and Andy Worski would have on Mama K, one of the women that saw the body cam footage and wrote down what she saw. But before we get into that, let's read out what she posted in Nick Rekieta's chat. What the hell? Those aren't from that day, or they're edited. Ooh. Well, let's see what she said on the Kino Casino. This is a bit of a longer one again, so we're cutting it down to highlights again.
Hey, can we see the data of when these
PPP,
photos?
PPP, how are you that? Okay, so I compressed. I put this into a program to make all the volume like really similar, and PPP like blew up the mic.
Were taken. by the way, some of them, when Rekieta pulled them up, the data said that these photos were taken in 1981.
What?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
even
yeah.
kidding.
So the metadata, Rekieta tried to show it, and he took like, I want to say 7 minutes to bring up the metadata. So I would not put it past him to have changed something.
People analyze the day as compared to the position of the sun and the time when he said they were taken on Kiwi Farms and determined that these were fucking bullshit forgeries.
That is true. People took the time and the angle of the sun and said, this does not match up. This is like 4chan. He will not divide us all over again.
That were taken after the fact. So, by the way, what we're looking at right now on screen is supposed to be a clean home. Okay? Look at this shit. Look at this shit. You can't even sit down. There's fucking clothes everywhere. And this is after they cleaned it up to CPS's specifications.
Yeah, this is a clean home, all right. So Andy Worski is going to say something later that I really agree with. He's going to say, hey, you know what? I think that Nick Rekieta cleaned the house up specifically so it still looked messy, but not so bad. So that way he could kind of like undercut these, what are they called? Accusations. I would not put it past him. I would not put it past Rekieta whatsoever.
What about this? Is this what...
Okay, so this is great. Mama K is about to say, this is nothing like it was during the house. Sorry, this is nothing like it was during the body cam footage.
The office looked like on the day of the body cam?
Not even close.
Okay,
really?
Yeah.
What
Not
was...
even close. I just want to imagine Nick Rekieta said, how do I make this place look more messy? And so he just grabbed a bunch of Reese's cups and threw them on the floor.
What was different?
His desk was back this way more in the doorway. It was more visible in the doorway. There was less space between the wall and the chair and the desk.
Now,
and the floor was covered
in what?
in
Just
junk, in bottles and junk.
Covered in bottles and junk. Now, I don't know about you, but I think Mama K seemed pretty nice. What did Nick Rekieta have to say about her? Mama K, who personally viewed the Rekieta Law body cam, says none of the pictures Nick showed on stream match the way his house looked on the day of his arrest. I showed the EXIF data on BYB podcast. A histrionic, obsessive weirdo and the two retards haven't shown anything other than psychotic scribbles. She should be put down. I have no sympathy for an obsessive, psychotic... Gabe Hoffman would say this. Totally sober man who's completed therapy to recover from years of severe drug abuse would definitely want to dox and wish death upon a random woman because she viewed the body cam footage of his arrest. It's more about the lies and the projection of her own addiction-riddled life onto mine. She's a creep and a psychotic stalker. The world will be better when she exits. And it wasn't just Mama K that Mr. Rekieta was going to get angry with. Alyssa Clips, who has been clipping the sector for years by this point, announced that she was ill. Now, if you remember, Alyssa was originally a Nick Rekieta clipper with his full consent. She was a fan, and his behavior just like turned her off of that. Hi, friends. I've been dealing with some health issues, and after a recent visit to the ER, a large pancreatic mass was found. I've been advised this is urgent and needs attention ASAP, so I'm currently in the process of trying to get an appointment with an oncologist for surgery. Don't be surprised if you start seeing delays in content posting, and make sure you're following Stallion19 for current happenings. All channel donations are appreciated. Prayers/good vibes even more so. Nick Rekieta recently said to me, "Oh my god, I hope cancer does the work God won't." So now might be a good time for those he wished $1 million to start buying your lotto tickets. Buymeacoffee.com/Alyssa Clips. Venmo @Alyssa Clips. Cash App Alyssa Clips 329. Now Alyssa has done some very good work over the years, so if you wanted to donate to her, I would be all for that. But how did Nick respond to that? You trolling uncivil law is hilarious. I'm dying harder than Alyssa. What a scumbag. Now, the last tweet we have from Nick Rekieta is this. Nick Rekieta and Null got into it on X. There is no context needed for this because this is the dumbest response I have seen in such a long time. Hey, Squeaky, got actual blood on your hands. Zero ground to stand on. Could you imagine calling somebody Squeaky? I don't know what his thought process was typing that. Lastly, Nick Rekieta would actually say on stream, hey, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should not have said that about Alyssa. But he only did because on stream he said, yeah, I hope she dies.
I don't know how to laugh harder at this.
I don't know how to laugh harder at this.
Steel yourselves for what I'm about to do. Some people are very uncomfortable with things like this, but it's happening right now. Holy shit. Alyssa Clips. Hey, Alyssa, how you doing? 26 minutes ago. Hi, friends. That's false.
That's false.
I've been dealing with some health issues, and after a recent visit to the ER...
I don't know what words I could possibly say about that. Aw. What a piece of shit. Who says that about... I think everybody knows somebody who has had cancer, like suffered through it, or died from it. And here he is like making fun of it.
A large pancreatic mass was found. Well, that just sucks.
Well, that just sucks. Alyssa Clips has done nothing to him, by the way. Nothing. This isn't like they have some death feud. Nick Rekieta is just like a horrible, horrible person. I wish I could remember the full Hey John story, where he just starts going off about how much he hates one of his donators.
I'm sorry. Let's see. I've been advised this is urgent and needs attention ASAP. So I'm currently in the process of trying to get an appointment with an oncologist for surgery. Don't be surprised if you start seeing delays in content posting, and make sure you're following Stalin for current happenings. All channel donations are appreciated. Prayers, good vibes, even more so. Nick Rekieta recently said to me, oh my God, I hope cancer does the work God won't.
He's smiling. This man is actually... No, fuck him. He's evil. I don't want to... This is going to sound really... This might sound mean. I don't want to see him succeed in anything.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
That doesn't sound like me.
Why would I say that? Weird. So now might be a good time for those who wish $1 million to start buying your lotto tickets. There you go.
When people tell you who they are, believe them. This man is such a weasel. Like, I wouldn't want to be in the same room as him. Oh yeah, so this should be after his fan base said like, hey, that's not cool.
I don't know. I hope she recovers 1,000,000 times.
Okay, so anytime he like gets angry at somebody, he will say, I wish you $1 million, sarcastically. So him saying, I wish you recover 1,000,000 times. Yeah, he's saying that sarcastically too.
I don't give a fuck about these people. That's the funny thing. I would have in the past, even after like she disagreed with me or whatever. I didn't care about that shit. But she's an evil bitch.
She's an evil bitch. I'm sorry, Nick Rekieta. Who was it that left their kids starving in dirty clothes, drunk driving them around the place? All because he wanted to live a swinger, alcoholic, drug addict lifestyle. I don't know a whole lot about Alyssa outside the fact she clipped sector content, but she's always seemed nice to me.
I don't know. You know, there's her backstory. Someone should do a documentary or something. It's a wild one. But you know, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, yeah, so this is where he starts reading his chat saying, whoa, Nick, this is not okay.
It's easy to say that. it's hard to actually maintain wishing death on someone in the face of a reality thing. So, Alyssa, I do apologize.
That apology is worth nothing. He does not mean what he's saying right now. He's only saying it because he's getting pushback from his remaining viewer base.
Like, I hate you, but that's actually really shitty. So, I think you're a terrible trash human, but I don't want you dead, actually.
He's lying. He's lying. He wants her dead, and he just showed it. You know, there are a lot of bad people out there in the world, and I don't think I could possibly say Nick Rekieta is like one of the worst, but he's probably one of the worst people the average person will ever meet. There is no redemption for him. He is going to continue this until he dies. Nick Rekieta also won a 6-year-long court case against a guy called Montegraph, but I personally did not find it very entertaining, so that's where we're going to be ending out our Nick Rekieta segment. Moving on, and we have a quick little segment about our old friend DSP. Now, I've had a nice little Phil break for the past little while, and nothing has happened for the most part. That was until he decided he was going to scam his viewers. Phil got $1,500 in order to get this pickle burger from, I don't even know what restaurant it was. Sonic, sorry. So he got the $1,500 to get this pickle burger, but he was in a bit of a pickle. This thing was about 60 minutes away there and back. So he would be gone like a half-hour drive, order the food, and come back. He made $1,500 in order to do this. So I think most people would say, yeah, I'll drive the hour to get this burger. Well, for Phil, no, he's above that. He was not going to drive that long to get his burger, and he would go on. So I've got 20 minutes of clips here, and that's not all of it. He went on his level 1 podcast, and I want to say like 35 minutes of that podcast was him talking about this burger. So let's get into this real fast.
So first off, I'm late.
I'm late.
And you might wonder, well, why? So I turn on the computer. Well, the computer was still on from last night because I leave it on overnight uploading videos. And I start to set up, and
Okay, so here you can hear Phil say, oh, I had to upgrade. I had to update my computer. All non-Windows users do not know what we have to go through. Windows will just say, all right, it's time to upgrade. And if you do not, your computer will be as slow as it has ever been until you finally like say, do I need to upgrade? You hit shutdown. It says update and reboot.
go to open OBS. OBS won't open. What is going on? I go to open the RGB program to get the lights on behind me. The RGB program crashes. Then all of a sudden, the browser goes black. Huh? So what happens if I try to reopen the browser? The browser crashes. I try to reopen OBS. Error. Crash. What is happening? What the hell is going on? So I said, obviously, I got to restart the PC. I go to restart it. The PC says, oh, installing Windows updates. Wait, what?
Yeah. Wait, what? Phil, this has been like the case with Windows for, I don't know how long, like a very long time at least. Like it's been ticking me off for a while. How is this just suddenly a problem for you?
I just installed Windows updates.
I just installed Windows updates. Yeah, Phil, they release them like an irregular schedule. They just happen.
Last week, I did a cumulative install that got the PC up to speed, and it was a little tough and annoying because, as you know, it messes with your equipment. My microphone had turned off and a few other things I had to adjust. Why is it doing more Windows updates? And on top of that, I had told it to not do Windows updates for a few weeks because I had just done a giant group of them, and I didn't want to go through that again.
Do you think Microsoft cares what you tell them to do, Phil? Microsoft makes some of the worst decisions I've ever seen in my life when it comes to user interface, usability, and because it's Windows, it's still number one.
So I outright told Windows, suspend Windows updates. Why is it doing Windows updates when I'm restarting the PC? So it ended up taking a long-ass time. And finally, I got the PC booted up. And now it seems like everything is working. Okay? But that was just...
It seems like everything is working. Well, Phil, going live, you don't really You're not leaving yourself much room, are you?
Here's the start of my problems today.
The start of my problems. You don't understand, guys. I want my pickle burger, and I can't have it because it's too far away. There's a theory that Phil cannot drive, and I'm starting to believe it because, like, an hour away. Okay, so if this burger was just like a regular thing, like for his DSP tries it, and he says, "Oh well, it's an hour away. I'm not gonna get it. It's an hour away." I would say, you know what, that's understandable. But again, he got $1,500 to go out and get this pickle burger meal. For that price, I don't care if it's an hour away, Phil. Like, do what your audience wants and get that burger.
All right. Now, as you know, if you've been following the channel, if you've been watching the content that I've been doing over the last week, we had a really good idea for DSP Tries It. There is a brand new meal today at Sonic fast food restaurants in the United States only right now.
I've been to a Sonic one time, and it was very, very disappointing.
Because I think it launches later other places, but it just launched today in the United States. The Grillo's Pickle
Grillo's
collab, meaning there is a smash burger with a bunch of different kinds of pickles and sauce. There are fries and tater tots with pickle seasoning. And there's a drink, a lime slushy, that actually has pickle, like boba.
Okay, I don't want to be like that guy, but if you're going to do like a big pickle meal where the burger's pickles, the fries are pickles, it's not even like pickle juice is like a hated flavor. Like, they could have done that.
Pods in it that give you pickle.
G Fuel has a flavor like that. I know that for a fact. I thought about getting it. I'm not a big pickle juice guy, but I mean, like, it's not bad.
Flavoring with this drink sounds pretty darned unique. And the fact that it's coming out today and we're timing this for the release, I was like, this is great. If we can hit our goals, we could do it on release day. First time in a long time I'd be doing DSP Tries It for something brand spanking new, and we could get some more attention on it. People will be searching on YouTube today. Jasper, would you just calm down? People will be searching YouTube today for this meal to see if it's any good. So we've been hyping it up all week, right? Now, the one problem with this is that fast food places act as if it's 1980. And what I mean by that is they don't plan anything ahead of time. They don't do anything ahead of time. You don't know about anything until the day of. So although we've been planning for this, we've been hyping this up, and I've been saying, pickle menu, let's hit the goals, right?
Is Phil for real? Pickle men, let's hit the goal. If I was somebody who like just started watching Phil and I clicked on that, I think I'd be ready to click off.
Right? First off, we didn't hit the goals. We're at 38 out of 40, but we're close, right? At any given moment, we could have a nice supported stream or two, and we'll hit the goals, and we'll do the DSP Tries It at 40 goals hit. So this morning, first thing, I'm not even kidding you, I jump out of bed and I say, I've got to check.
I jump out of bed. Phil was so excited to eat this pickle burger, he jumped out of bed. Phil, it's not that big of a deal. It's a burger.
To see if this meal, can be ordered or how it can be ordered. And, so I open up.
Oh, okay, even if he jumped out of bed, let's say he's like a late waker-upper because he's a content creator. Let's say that Phil wakes up at 10 a.m. every day. Would they even have that like ready to sell? Like, okay, so 10 o'clock, yeah, maybe. But if it's like 9 o'clock, like, definitely no.
One delivery app. It's not there. I open up the other delivery app. It's not there. What? Yeah, they didn't put the meal on any delivery app. So you can't order through DoorDash, Uber Eats. What's the other one? There's like 3. I checked them all. You can't order it through any of the apps. All right. So I was like, all right, well, hold on. The same thing just happened with Wendy's. And I was able to go to the Wendy's website and order through their website. And then I was able to get the Takis meal. So let's do that. Let's do it that way. Okay? Cool. So I go to the Sonic website. I create an account. I log in. I give my location. And it says, delivery is not available in your location. What? There's a Sonic right in downtown of my town. It's like 15 minutes away. How could delivery not be available in my location for Sonic? So I go online and I start searching. Guess what? The Sonic that used to be in downtown of my town went out of business and has been closed for a couple of months. How would I have known that?
How would I have known that? Maybe you could have looked into it a little bit earlier ahead of schedule, Phil. Maybe just going into Google Maps and looking up where the closest Sonic's is.
It's not like I go to downtown all the time or I eat at Sonic all the time. The last time I ate at Sonic was the fall when we did the Smash Burger comparison video. Remember that? So they're gone. So then I'm like, so where the hell is the closest Sonic? Over 6 miles away. So even if I wanted to do it, like I'll do it and we'll drive there in person, it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work, even if I drove there in person. I think it would, Phil. I think it would work out perfectly fine.
It would take me over an hour to get there, order the food, get the food, come back. It's not viable. So unless they add the Grillo's pickle menu to delivery apps, there is no way that I can actually get this. And I've been checking, frequently this morning to see if they're changing it. They have not added it. And to be frank with you, I don't think they're going to. It seems to me like these businesses don't really give a shit. Some of them are on the ball and they'll add things immediately and others add nothing. And this is the case? No. Their featured menu is the cheesy bacon Sonic stack and the smash burgers that they've had for months and months. That's it. So they haven't added the menu, nor are they going to, I guess. I guess what we'll have to do, I'll have to keep checking to see if this changes. Not today, obviously, because I doubt that they're going to add it today if they haven't already. But I'll have to keep checking over the course of, the next week and see if they do add it on the apps for delivery. I can't even order it through their website, nor can I drive to get it on a stream. It would take too long.
It would take too long. Now, I could understand Phil saying, hey, you know what? I am a streamer who has been notoriously harassed. So, you know what? I'm not going to live stream myself driving down the freeway, going to this restaurant where people could ambush me. But Phil does not have to stream himself doing that. He could go to that Sonic anytime throughout the day, during his break, whatever, get the burger and come back. Yet he is going to say, oh no, well, if I was going to go there, I would have to keep streaming and just leave it on a be right back screen. When I think he could just turn off the stream in general.
So this sucks. Obviously, it's bad news. We've actually been hyped. I've been hyped for this menu for the whole week. It looks really good. I've been craving the damn burger. I want some pickles on a really good burger, and now it's out of reach. All right. So what does this mean? Well, it means that we cannot do DSP Tries It, the Grillo's Pickle.
It means Phil is the laziest streamer on the planet. And every time you think he's every time you think he's at his laziest, he finds a way to go advanced laziness. Remember, $1,500 is what he was given to get this burger. And he says, I can't, it's 6 miles away.
Menu as of now. That might change if they add it to the delivery apps, but as of now, it's out of the question. Because I know this sucks. We've worked this week to hit this, but there is no way to know that Sonic was going to be lazy as dirt and not add their new offering to delivery apps. It's just dumb. But there you go.
There you go.
What do you guys think? Is there anything else?
What do I think? I think, Phil, there is nothing stopping you from getting this burger. Absolutely nothing outside of, again, maybe not being able to drive. Even if Phil went out, got this burger, and ate a couple hours later, would anyone really care if it was microwaved when he ate it? Probably not.
Else that we could do on the fly, all right, for this week. Now, unfortunately, some people are bringing up something that would have been a good idea, but it's not a good idea right now. They're saying, what about that barbecue place that you had talked about? Or I should say we had talked about because you guys had brought this up. Well, that would be a good idea. It's the summer. It's warm. It's the time for outdoor cooking and barbecue. But there's a problem. This Friday is my Indivestance Day marathon, and guess what I'm having on Friday? Barbecue. My wife's going to make slow cooker barbecue chicken with a homemade mac and cheese and stuff, so I'm already having barbecue this week. So I can't have barbecue.
What? You guys don't understand. I'm already having barbecue this month. I can't eat it twice.
Twice, especially with my health. I can't be eating that much.
Yeah, remember, Phil gave himself gout from having such a horrible diet. Personally, I think Phil absolutely could eat barbecue twice. If you're just eating the meat, it's not a big deal. Once you start doing like cornbread, mac and cheese, all the sides, like, yeah, that's where it could be a problem at his age. But no, he could absolutely do this.
You know, I can't. So this sadly is not a good week to do the barbecue because we're already having it. Okay. So I know it's like, damn, that would have been a good, well, that's out too. You know, it's just unfortunate, annoying, very, very frustrating. And I'm with you on this because this is bullshit. We had planned this all out painstakingly this week. We said, this is going to work well. We're going to do DSP tries it, pickle menu. Wait.
Hold on. So Phil was able to eat this pickle burger, the fries, and the drink, along with the barbecue this week, but he can't do barbecue twice? Where's the logic in that?
Decided it's launch day. Everyone will be doing it today. No, not Phil. Phil can't do it because Phil has to get screwed. That's my life, is I get screwed out of pickles.
That's my life. I get screwed out of pickles. I know this is a little off topic. Chris Chan, he went to Sonic's and he got a burger and specifically said, no pickles. I don't know how Phil can complain so much about minor things.
I can't believe that I, DSP, have been screwed out of pickles. Do you know how many people have been waiting to see me eat pickle burgers?
Probably like 5 max. Honestly, I do not there's no way I'm in the minority here. I think most people would agree with me. I do not understand what kind of a benefit it is to see Phil eat some fast food. If I was near a Sonic's and my options were, hey, I could spend, I don't know how much this burger's going to be. Let's say I just get the burger and it's $10. So I could get the burger and try it myself, or give Phil $10 and watch another man eat a burger that I know like has a bunch of pickles on it. Why would anyone pick the latter? Especially with that especially with that pizza party. All right, guys, it's either Papa John's or Pizza Hut. If we don't make those numbers, we are not going to have the pizza party on Friday.
And a pickled slushie with boba pickle pods?
I don't care.
And to shove my face with pickle seasoned tater tots today?
Yeah, Phil is very upset. You can hear him like fantasizing about this food.
And now it can't happen? Why? Because they can't even keep their restaurant open in downtown Renton. They're such a poor company. They go out of business.
They're such a poor company, they go out of business. I know Phil is like exaggerating a little here, but come on, buddy. Who's the one that had to declare bankruptcy? Phil has like no overhead whatsoever. He is just like the biggest gambler on the planet. He has no sense of money. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes through another bankruptcy saga.
This is absolutely unacceptable. I am ripping pissed. This is it.
This does not even deserve a captain's log, because this is dead serious.
I may be exaggerating slightly. It's, just a little bit. Idiots who are saying to go pick it up, I already explained why I can't. You're just a bunch.
I already explained why I can't. Because then I would have to leave my stream running while I was gone.
You fucking morons. Seriously, every one of you saying go pick it up are a bunch of fucking morons.
Oh my, how does he talk to his audience like this? Genuinely, it's not a bad idea. Phil is just like making excuses.
Morons.
If you want something, you will get it.
I mean, how dumb can you be?
How dumb can you be?
I literally said the closest one is over 6 miles away. That would be almost a half an hour drive there. Then I would have to order the food and get it, then come back. It's over an hour. I'm not going to take over an hour off of my stream to go pick up this menu in person.
$1,500. If any of you listening were offered $1,500 to drive to a fast food place to get a limited time burger that was 6 miles away and would take you an hour, would you say no? Would you say, oh no, I'm not going to do that because I've got a stream for way less money? But Phil's already got the money, so he doesn't feel like he has to do this anymore.
You incredible mouth-drooling dunce. Shut the fuck up. You're just an idiot.
You're just an
Okay.
idiot. Okay. Sips his gin out of his mug.
I can't send Cat's at work.
I can't send
She comes home, I'm
Cats
not
at
gonna
work.
Make her drive out an hour to get the fucking food.
Couldn't you message Cat and say, "Hey Cat, just want to let you know, I know you're getting off work, but could you go to Sonic's and pick up this pickle burger? Because for $1,500, I promised my audience I would eat it." So she wouldn't have to come home and then go out. She could probably pick it up on the way. Or even if it's like not like on the way, it would be faster. Scamming his audience like this makes no sense to me whatsoever. For the price, for the money he was given, he should have that burger ready.
So you can stop with that bullshit too. I love when people say shit like that. Like, why don't you send your wife out? Oh, because my wife is my hand servant, right? For my business, she's going to drive out and have to pick up food and shit for my content. No, she's my wife. She doesn't work for me. She's not a paid fucking employee.
Then Phil, why can't you get the burger? I know I keep repeating myself here. I know I am. But this is just such a ridiculous situation to be in. Phil knows that he cannot just order DoorDash to get this burger. He also knows for $1,500, over a rent payment, maybe a mortgage payment, he was given specifically saying, if I get this, I will eat this burger. And now that he is going to be slightly inconvenienced, he is saying, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to find out something else I could do.
And I'm not going to send her out on tasks and errands as if she's my servant. That's fucked up. The fact you would even think that is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's the audience that are in the wrong here, Phil. Them saying, hey, you know what? Maybe this is an option. Yeah, you're fucked up.
Then again, you're not married. We all know that. Assholes. You gotta love the idiotic things that people say online who are just like a bunch of dumb fuck immature kids and people who will never be in a relationship and don't understand the nature of actual marriage and love. Instead, why don't you just send out your significant other for these tasks for your business? Oh, because that's what you do, right? You just, they're already working, they come home tired. Send them out to get us fast food. Fuck you, you fucking loser. This is why you'll be in your fucking basement for the rest of your life, dungeon dweller.
Dungeon dweller. Phil, how much time do you think that he spends in this room? Phil legitimately streams like all day, every day, outside of Sundays. I'm pretty sure that's his day off. he is throwing stones while living in a glass house.
Typing online about how you hate Darkside Phil because you don't have any human interaction because no one wants to interact with you because you're a fucking weirdo. Anyway, all right. Are we ready to get past this nonsense now?
Are we ready to
It's
get
not
past
that I
this
can't
nonsense? Well, no, because we still have 7 minutes of clips left where he's talking about this burger.
6 miles to get the meal.
It's 6 miles to get the meal.
I'm on a fucking stream. I'm here, bro.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this is one of my favorite parts. Phil is saying, I can't do that because it's 6 miles away. It would take me an hour to get there and back. What do you think I'm going to do? Just leave the stream running, showing a be right back screen the whole time? No, people are going to click off if they see that, and they're going to say, hey, why didn't you just get the burger without streaming? And it's like, yes, Phil, why don't you just do that? You could push the stream back an hour.
Broadcasting, attempting to entertain an audience and raise money for a business. Do
you already raised the money, Phil.
Get it? Why would you stick around on a stream where the streamer says, I have to leave now to buy food, leaves for a half an hour driving one way, picks up the food, comes back,
You wouldn't. You would say as the streamer, now listen guys, I'm going to go get this burger. I will be right back. If you want to come back and see it, I'll see you then. But if not, I'll have a video of me eating the burger on the channel later tomorrow. What he's saying makes absolutely no sense.
Gone off of the live stream for over an hour just to go pick up this one meal. Are you stupid? Can you please answer this? Are you stupid?
Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? I like to think right now Phil is like Cyrax. The way I imagine him like screaming into a camera with like a mirror right behind it.
You don't want to know the truth is that I used to do this, but not like this. I used to actually go pick up things locally. There's a McDonald's right here. There's a Wendy's right here. And during live streams right here, I actually used to go and pick it up and come back. Everyone fucking hated it. Literally, people were like, what kind of a stream is this? The streamer just leaves for like 45 minutes for this food. This is dumb. He should have planned better.
Yes, Phil. Yes, Phil. You should have planned better. Start the stream later and get the burger beforehand. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Why doesn't he order it from a delivery app? I'm serious. This is what people used to say. So now we do it that way. Why doesn't the streamer leave his house? All right, fuck off. At this point, I get to the point in my career where I don't give a fuck. All right? Go fuck yourself if you're such a bitch that you're going to sit here and cry that I'm not going to leave for over an hour to pick up the meal. Go fuck yourself and leave and don't come back.
Leave
Okay?
and don't come back. Great thing to say to your few remaining viewers, Phil. Because remember, I think Phil has like over 100,000 subscribers. Okay, so yeah, I can see the YouTube play button in the background. So yeah, he has over 100,000 subscribers. But we all know, like, the way it works for Phil, it's like a revolving door. People will come in, get banned, or they say, hey, you know what? This is not for me. And they forget to subscribe. So Phil has like very few viewers at all times. And now he's just telling people like, hey, if you don't like the way I'm doing things, get out of here.
I'm far past this nonsense of people being so stupid about it. I don't need you. You can leave. Holy shit. I will not let the ultra serious issue of the pickle menu not being available on delivery apps and my local Sonic going out of business. I will not let this stop me today. I will still be a successful streamer today. Because everything hinged on the pickles.
Could you imagine being in your 40s talking about how you couldn't get a fast food item like this? Now, when the Krabby Patty meal at Wendy's came out, I think I got that day one, but that was mainly because I wanted the stickers that came with it. Like, if I couldn't have gotten that, it would have been like a shame, but I would not have been like hung up on it. I think this is like 40 minutes into this podcast that Phil's just going on about, where is my pickle burger? I cannot get it. It is 6 miles away, blah, blah, blah.
And now we've come unhinged. Someone tipped $1, says fast food's getting old. Do something different. What about something super spicy?
So this is another really good part. This guy says to Phil something reasonable. Hey, you know what? You get fast food all the time. It's pretty much the same thing over and over. Why don't you do something crazy? Why don't you get something really spicy? Why don't you get something super sour? And Phil's going to say, well, I can't do that. When I do a DSP tries it, that's my meal. That's what I'm eating for dinner that night. Like, Phil, you could go and get something. You could get two different things. You can get two different things. Let's say there's a super spicy thing at a restaurant he's going to try. Phil could also get like something tame that he knows he's going to be fine with. Order that as well. Have a couple of bites of the super spicy thing and say, no, this isn't for me. And then after the stream, eat his meal. And then after the stream, eat his meal. I don't understand how somebody can be like this dense.
Super sour. Well, again, I keep telling you guys this. You don't seem to listen. When I eat DSP tries it, that's my meal.
That's my meal. If I don't eat my DSP food, I'm going to go hungry that night.
Oh, Phil, his main content is taste testing. So he can just sit there and plan his entire day around this meal that he's going to film painstakingly. And so if it's really hot, that's okay. It's not going to make me 1 million views. It's not going to make me money. The point is, it's a silly little thing that I do in between goals and streams. You get it? It's not like, oh, this is the main event. You're acting like if I was going to do a taste test, something super hot, well, probably it's going to upset my stomach.
It's probably going to upset my stomach. And I'm not going to be able to stream for you.
I'm going to be, not able to stream because I'm going to be like burning mouth sick, right? How do I work for the rest of the day exactly?
Let me tell you a little story about something I ate one time. So once I ate a Pocky's one chip challenge. So it is as spicy as they say. I ate it. And first my mouth was like burning. I did not have any milk for this. I probably should have. So I mixed something like Kool-Aid, tried to drink that, didn't work. After a while, like it started to like fade, but then I started to like get this stomach pain. And then that stomach pain turned into like back pain. And so I remember I was like laying on the floor in front of my computer and I said, all right, like I got to get this thing out of my body. So I went to my bathroom, stuck 2 fingers down my throat to like throw up this one chip. And man, so what I started doing was had this bottle. It was like a Nagleen 1 liter bottle. And I would like chug half of it, throw up, and then like repeat the cycle, trying to get that chip out of my system. That would 100% like kill his streaming ability, but that is like an extreme. Phil would 100% be able to stream and eat something spicy, but because he needs to make this DSP tries it his entire meal, like that's not possible.
What you're describing is if I was a YouTuber who my main content was taste testing, tasting hot items, tasting sour items, making videos like that. There are people like that. And their whole business on YouTube is that. This is a little diversion from my content that I stick between my main streams, which are my actual business. Do you get that? So I get what you're saying, but then think of something that wouldn't completely destroy me, like the 1 chip challenge or, you know, something that's going to kill my sinuses. Now I'm sick and I can't stream. Think of something else. And I'm open for suggestions. I said cologne reviews. Everyone made
Cologne, what? Cologne reviews? He cannot be serious here. How can you possibly, as Phil, review cologne on stream? Does that make any sense? Legit? Now, I don't know a whole lot about cologne. I got this one that I picked at like 19, and I've been buying like the rest of my life. But I feel like Phil is not the guy to listen to about this. And even if he was, would you ever take a cologne that Phil had reviewed and say, yeah, I want that one?
made fun of me. Absolutely not. Right? We've talked about maybe some liquor reviewing where I could do like some taste testing of.
Yeah, this is one he likes. How about some liquor reviewing? Well, it's funny how he's going to say, well, obviously, I wouldn't be able to do the liquor reviewing during the day, but I could do it at night. So that way it doesn't mess up the rest of my schedule. Well, Phil, couldn't you do that with the super spicy food at the very end of the night too? But no, that one's impossible. But this one, because Phil, the former alcoholic, he finds a justification.
Wine or other things like that. Now that I would have to do at night because I'm not going to be drinking in the middle of the day and be all, you know, fucked
Do it,
up.
Phil.
But we
Get
could do
day
that at
drunk.
night, like at the end
Remember the last time we saw him drinking? It was on his birthday and he started crying on stream. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that.
of my late stream or something like that. We could do time to do it. Maybe we could do something like that. Maybe.
Maybe.
All right. That's a maybe. If we can figure it out. All right. But let's talk about it. Instead of being like, oh, you're not willing to try new stuff. No, I am. But the suggestions that get thrown my way are things that don't work. No, I can't eat an insanely spicy thing that now I'm vomiting and I'm shitting all day.
Okay, yeah, I'll say this. Like I said, for my Pocky's One Chip Challenge, I was throwing up that day. I remember there was this news article about some kid who ate like, I think it was like 30 of them, and he died from it. And it's like, you know what? That kid should not have done that. I don't think the chips should be banned for it, but yeah, they're bad.
And my eyes are fucked up and my nose and sinuses are going crazy. How can I stream and make a living if I'm doing stunts? I'm not a stunt maker, and the stunts aren't going to bring me money. The support comes in from people who like my content, my normal content. Do you get that? So what you're thinking would work for another YouTuber who that's their shtick. That's not what I do. Okay? Okay. See, again, you guys are so unrealistic. Again, people are saying I should pick it up. You're talking a minimum of 20 minutes to drive there.
How is he still going on about this? This is a 20-minute drive there. I think this is like an hour, 20 minutes into the stream, and he is still going on. Sorry, not the stream was an hour, 20 minutes. I think this is like an hour into the stream, and he is still going on about it.
Then I have to order the food and get the food, which is probably another 10 plus minutes. And then I have to drive back. And then we have to set, we're talking over an hour. So imagine right now, okay, we hit the goal. Bye, see you guys in over an hour. And I just sit here playing this.
Now, I've done 2 streams in my life. One was what was it? The Gunter Ball Extravaganza 2. Jim was retired, so I figured I would cover Ralph's, what was it? The Killstream Kingpin event. So that was one of them. And the second one was just me playing this escape room game. I probably should have set up like be right back scenes for those, but you know what? If I had to leave for an hour, I would just end the stream. Like, there's no point in time, Phil. This is okay. Like, just come back. It's fine.
And then I come back and we do the DSP tries it. Was it worth it? I'm trying to run a business and make product for consumption so I can make money and earn a living. I can't just take over an hour chunk out of my stream today to go pick the food up in person. It's not worth it. You get it?
Oh,
we gotta
but
do
you
something that can be
can.
delivered. If it was right here, I would get it. Like, for example, there's a Wendy's right here. There's a McDonald's right here. If ever we really wanted something from there, all right, maybe I could go drive and get it. But, you know, it's just not possible. This Sonic is way far away. Okay?
Okay, what he's about to do is actually something that ticks me off. Phil is about to say, oh, well, maybe if we hit another goal, I'll order Jollibees. Like, Phil, you already hit the goal. You already hit the goal. And you said, no, I'm not getting the pickle burger. Just say, all right, like, would it be okay if he said, oh, you know what? You guys donated for the pickle burger, but since I can't get it, I'm going to get Jollibees. Would that be okay? No, it wouldn't be. It would be scamming still. But that would be better than saying, all right, well, you know what? I can't get the pickle burger, but if we get the next donation goal, I'll get Jollibees. Like, that is just a double scam.
All right, you know what? I think at one point we have to try Jollibee. I've never had it before. It's Filipino fast food. You know it's not going to be good.
You know it's not going to be good. I've had Jollibees before. It's no Mary Brown's, but you know what I'll say? I liked it. I took a picture of the drink I had, sent it to my Filipino friend, and said, I'm in the land of your people. Again, like Phil said, it is a Filipino fast food chain. But yeah, like, it's pretty good. I haven't had their spaghetti, but their chicken was pretty okay. And most fast food places, the fries are pretty bad. So yeah, I will not give them points on that.
You know it's going to be awful.
You know it's
But I
going to
think
be
at one
awful.
point we have to try Jollibee. Just for the sake of trying something bizarre. All right? Do you want to do that? Now, that would be a Hail Mary weird substitution, Jollibee, in place of this Grillo's pickle. Look what I did to my face. I just touched my face and completely made a blemish on there. It's disgusting. I hate my skin. What do you think? Do you want to do Jollibee? I might try a combo with a piece of chicken or the 2 pieces of chicken, the spaghetti, a burger. Like, I'll do like a few different things from Jollibee. I can't imagine it's good. Romy Roses get spicy chicken and dip it in the gravy. It's good. Seriously? The thing that sucks is the burger is $8 and you know it's worth like $2. It's gonna be like a tiny burger, but I might try it. All right. Let's commit. Now that is a Hail Mary.
Yeah, that is a Hail Mary. Now give me money. Give me money and I will eat chicken in front of the camera.
Audible right there. If we hit the goal, 40 goals.
40 goals.
I will order from Jollibee right now. But we have to hit these goals right now. Let's get to 40.
I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself. Phil was given this money already, and now he's asking for more when he hasn't delivered on the last promise. This is disgusting.
Goals. All right, we have some shout outs to do. I'll shout those out in a second. Let's do it. We'll get Jollibee, burger, fried chicken, spaghetti right now. I've never had it. Completely fresh, something new, something unexpected and different, out of nowhere. Jollibee right here on DSP Tries It today. But we got to hit the damn goals. Let's do it. Right now.
Right now. Is Phil as big of a scumbag as Nick Rekieta was? No. Not even close, but does that mean like he's not a scumbag? Absolutely not. I saw this one description on the forums. It went something like this. Is DSP the kind of guy who would just go out and kill somebody? No. But he's the kind of guy who would own a restaurant and sell spoiled meat so that way he could make a buck. Like, he's not like the worst, but he's still pretty bad. I think he's a giant scumbag asking for more money after getting $1,500 and refusing to drive an hour to get that burger. It's honestly unbelievable. Now, that happened on June 30th, so at the very end of the month, and that is the end of our DSP segment. Now, moving on to our final segment, and we have the Liver King. Now, Liver King is somebody I have never spoken about before, and honestly, I've never kept up with him once in my life. But his background is a couple of years ago, Liver King got caught faking his gimmick of eating raw meat and just getting jacked off that while working out like a caveman. He tried to claim he got shredded like eating a paleo raw diet, and it turns out he was just on steroids. Well, on June 3rd, he decided that he was going to call Joe Rogan out, saying that he wanted to fight him. But is this not playing? Oh, there it is.
I have zero training in jiu-jitsu. You're a black belt. You should dismantle.
All right, I gotta figure out how to get this. I gotta figure out the audio with OBS, because I will play clips and it'll be like so loud at the beginning of them. When like in Vegas and everything else, they're perfectly fine. So this is gonna sound a little crazy. That's because he had some, I don't even know how to describe the song playing in the background. And so I removed the music. And so yeah, he's like dancing in silence because I took away the music. But here you can see him holding up 2 golden rifles and wearing a wolf pelt, saying, Joe Rogan, I want to fight you. The background of this is that he wanted to get on Joe Rogan, like his podcast, for a very long time. And guess what? He was told no, or he wasn't even given like an answer. So he's been trying this, and especially since he came out to be a fraud, like that was it. He was not going on there. So now he wants to fight Joe Rogan to get that publicity.
But I'm picking a fight with you. Your rules, whatever you want me to weigh, I'll weigh it. I weighed 190 this morning. I'll come to you whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready to go. I'm on a vibration.
What is up with his belly button? So I noticed this while I was like clipping him, but it's protruding like he's some like, it's like he's Wario, like in Smash Bros. When he's about to fart and it just like goes out.
Play, by the way. That's why I'm shaking. Hold on.
Yeah, I couldn't get rid of the singing, but we still got this dancing. Yeah, this guy's a loon.
Pretty entertaining, right?
Pretty entertaining, right? No, it's not. There is no value. Wait, okay. Look at this. When he breathes, like he's like a cartoon character.
The principle, you can't pick a fight with a real king.
Yeah, look at his belly every time he breathes.
To be an actual fight, bro.
I know people say like, oh yeah, the proper way to breathe is you breathe in through your nose, so that way like you filter everything and you like breathe in more than you think you're able to. But this does not look natural whatsoever.
The Liar King, yeah.
The Liar King.
You can call me all those names, but the minute my family has received an expected aversion less than what they earned because of the fucking Untold Truth movie, you're a liar, Netflix.
I want to imagine that Liver King is like on drugs, like that Ashkawa. What is it? The one that Boogie took from that shaman? I want to imagine Liver King's like on that, and that wolf like talks to him.
Joe Rogan, you're not.
Oh, sorry. For anyone listening, not watching. So he is wearing like this wolf pelt with the head, like right on top of his head.
Liars. You're actually good and fucking true. A wolf, you're not really a king, not yet, about to be. But you're good and true, and I'm picking a fight with you.
You're good and true, and I'm picking a fight with you. I don't know what to say. Like that wolf pelt looks like it's like smirking, like it's being smug.
$1 million, whoever fucking wins the fight between you and me.
I'm not even looking at his face anymore.
Donates.
Their serial numbers.
Oh yeah, so there are a lot. So all of these clips are from Liver King's Instagram. Now I do not use Instagram. I do not like it as a platform. I used to use it a lot for like Warhammer 40K like models and like news. Ever since I got rid of all my social media, like looking at how much of a time waster it was, like I do not want to go back. So yeah, that is where I got all these clips and why they are so fragmented.
Not reproducible kind of stuff.
So this is what he's talking about going to see Joe Rogan with. You can see he's got this big axe, probably not for cutting trees. He's got a piece of wood with like the JRE logo on it.
Like that, Joe Rogan. That's how we do it in Texas, you know.
That's how we do it in Texas, boy.
We're coming to Austin. We're about to leave. Aren't we, boy? Yeah. It's Monday. It's...
You know, I want to say those poor dogs, but you know what? Realistically, they're probably doing pretty well. There's probably no shortage of meat in that house. And something about Liver King, like, tells me, yeah, he probably feeds his dogs whatever he's eating. So they're probably eating pretty well, have a pretty big house to live in.
8 o'clock-ish. And we're coming. It's still happening. And if it could help me end it, well, it's actually... It won't ever end now. We're just so deep into it that it will only build, and I actually will never go away. I actually have something to fight for. Come on, boy. Something to fight for. Okay, you can have it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he just gave his dog some food.
We'll see you soon. Real tension I have with...
Yeah, you can see, like, dirt on his face. So I was talking with somebody else about this. From, like, the pecs up, he looks like he is a survivor from the mines of Moria in Lord of the Rings.
With you.
Like, he looks like he got away and told the tale.
Real fucking beef. Yeah. Real beef. It's a real fight, yeah. And there comes bearing a... See if I can... You want to see just a little... I might watch that. Oh, I don't want... I wish... If I can live stream, that's what we'll do from now on.
He did not live stream. That's actually pretty thankful, because I did not have the time to go through all these clips. Like, him posting all this, like, schizo nonsense on his own, very beneficial for my, what's it called, time crunch.
We're getting in the family cars now, unraveling ourselves as we just kind of swallow up. Oh, I need to bring the vibration plate. We're going to be here for a while in Austin.
The vibration plate.
And so, but we're leaving right now. Sunday, 8:30-ish, family car. My boy's my queen, our dog.
I have not heard him, like, refer to his wife as her name outside of, like, one instance in all these clips. He just calls her queen.
We come bearing gifts. Gifts for those that deserve it. See you here in a minute. That's how we do it in Texas. Welcome to Texas, Joe Rogan. Oh,
welcome to Texas, Joe Rogan. I think he's been living there for a couple of years now.
Forgot? Oh, you thought I was coming to you. Oh, I am coming to you. And I weigh 177. We got on a...
Didn't he just say he weighed like 190?
Real scale, 177. The fake scale, 192.
Oh, okay, the fake scale. So the way that Liver King talks, he kind of reminds me of like a combination of John McAfee without the likability and Fousey.
Joe Cohen, he's my high priest, exquisite scientist, biochemist. He's optimized me in a way that I can be articulate enough to dismantle another man, but I wouldn't want to unless I had to, unless he might threaten my family. Fights we can pick in many ways, physically, mentally, but we should be merciful. Welcome to Texas. Savages, we are. Where are we going, Adam?
Oh yeah, so he just brings his whole family into this. Where are we going, Adam? His son tells him, who am I gonna fight? Joe Rogan.
Austin, Texas, and who's Liver King picking a fight with?
Joe Rogan.
Everybody knows. Whoa. Yeah, boy.
Whoa, my family, who we're leaving on this expedition to Austin, Texas, know who I'm going to fight? Everybody knows.
Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Well, also, I want you to look at his tongue. It's like blue. So if you remember those fruit roll-ups, like not fruit by the foot, but like the ones with the tongue tattoos, that's what this reminds me of. It's like he just used one of those dye your tongue blue ones. And that's what's going on right now.
Ooh, we might be hearing that a bunch. It goes like this. It goes fist bump pound, lock it down. The name had never mattered to begin with. Liver King. Liver is king.
Liver is king. So I've bought a fair amount of liver in my time. It's a pretty cheap meat. Like I said before, I'm a bit of a cheapskate sometimes. And it's also good for you. But dude, you're a total fraud. Again, I like the food, but your whole like mantra means nothing.
It was always the message. Woo! What if it was never really about the ego? What if 4D chess I wasn't doing it. I can't take any credit, but you know who can? It's king time.
King time.
Liver is king. Liver is king. That's kind of the message, the ancestral way. It's pretty dope. Welcome to Texas. Here we come. My bicep's about to get torn off because, oh shit, I gotta go. Okay, this is
I gotta
I'm
go.
coming to. My beautiful queen. Say hi, my beautiful queen. Say hi. Just say hi. Oh, that's all you get until you're.
That's all you get?
She wants one more time. Say hi. Yeah, okay.
Oh, did you just see that? She was hiding her face with her purse. She was trying to hide her face with that purse because she did not want to be in this video. And I cannot blame her. I wouldn't want to be in this video. If I was the son, like, yeah, I'd want my voice to be the only thing about me in the video whatsoever.
Joe, what's your wife's name? My
Joe,
wife's
what's
name
your
is
wife's
Bojana.
name?
She's
Okay, so yeah, his wife sounds like an Austin Powers character, Bojana.
from Poland. I'm Polish. Those are my roots. We're Polish. This Polish family, Texas proud, Eagle strong, bicep torn off. Holy shit, I gotta go. We'll see you in Austin. What day is it? What day is it? Monday. It's Joe Rogan. You come first versus Liver King Day. And you know what will happen next month? Anybody know? It's July, right? The 4th of July. You guys know what happens on the 4th? That's when my grandma was born. We're coming friendly. We have gifts. Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, we're coming friendly. I want to fight you.
This is Joe Rogan. My wife's name is Bojana Pachadlik. She's the queen to a man who owns his title. He's a king, but it was never this guy. The real king is King Time, K-Y-N-G-T-Y-M-E, period. C-O-M, King Time.
What is he
Divine
talking
time.
about?
Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Source. Anything and everything. Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to.
Dude looks like he belongs on Skid Row. Who, like, crawls around on all fours like that?
To make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man to a fight. Honorable. And we don't have to pretend or make any videos. The world is watching. They'll make the videos for us. And you don't have to hold a camera. You can hold the hand of somebody that you love, because what happens next to you, you're going to need to remember that feeling. You're going to need something more than what you did to give you something to fight for, because I have my family to fight for. And I'll die for them, you know that. And you're a black belt, but you've never come across something like this. Willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out. I pray to God, because that's a dream come true. It feels good.
Hoping that you choke me out. That would be a dream come true. Joe Rogan's a black belt. Now, I don't know a whole lot about karate, but like, I would assume like Joe Rogan with one arm behind his back could probably like beat up most people. That's like dangerous, getting choked out too. Like, you do not want that to happen to you.
And then the limbs, I'm fighting for my family. So limb. Go ahead. But then you have to contend with something else. And I weigh 177 pounds, an actual savage. And so at first you're like, fuck that guy. And right? When you all of a sudden he did get your attention, which I already did before this, you're saying, I'm going to choke that motherfucker, that piece of fucking shit. I'm going to choke him out. That's what warriors do. You and Andrew Tate are good warriors. But you're actually better than that real tension we have.
You and Andrew Tate are good warriors. I agree with that. Again, I wouldn't want to fight either of those two. I don't think Liver King should want to fight those two either. Like, Joe Rogan, I heard this story from him. Obviously, I was never talking to Joe Rogan, but there was a point a couple of months ago, I was trying to catch every JRE I could. And he was telling this karate story. He said, like, hey, you know what? One time I fought a guy, I kicked him in the head. He blacked out. I didn't know if I killed him or not. And I felt really bad about it. Like, Joe Rogan, I believe 100% could easily kill somebody by doing that. Now, Andrew Tate, he was the world kickboxing champion for, I don't know how long. Now, obviously, it's been a couple of years since then, but he's still like, I want to say like late 30s. So Liver King shouldn't be like one to fight either of those guys. Like Joe Rogan and him, I think, are the same age, but yeah, Tate would be a few years younger and have youth.
Comedy that you do is good and true. We have real tension. But what I see in you is comedy is good and true. Touch points. Well, people laugh. If we don't make fun of them at their expense, they laugh. You should all make fun of me. You should all make fun of me at my expense. Trust me, that it still works. And then you should get paid for it. And let's go. Because we're leaving. We're going to Austin. What was my very last point?
What was my very last point? Liver King, even if you're playing this out, like, how's your son supposed to know?
We're gonna kick Joe Rogan's ass?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I bet he just made that up. Like, what was the last point? Think. We're gonna beat you up, Joe Rogan. It's over for you.
The wheel.
Oh, dude, there's his tongue. Okay.
Said it.
I just saw it. Yeah, like, it's blue. It's blue.
Just pulling up.
Okay, so now he looks like homeless Chuck Norris.
To the capital of Texas. What's the capital of Texas? Houston.
Okay, I would have been with the son on that 100%. Like, I thought he was right, and maybe he is, and maybe Liver King's just crazy. Again, I'm not American, so I don't know all my state capitals.
It's Houston. Guess what? You're dead, bitch. You're dead. Because welcome to Texas.
You're dead because, welcome to Texas.
We just got here, and I'm just going to make this a quick one because I'm going to honor my family. I'm going to record a lot this week, and then I'm going to stop recording afterwards. We're here. Boys, go ahead and sit down. Sit. Thank you for being so good. I forgot about you.
Yeah, I'll say this. Those dogs, again, look very nice. I like them.
Yeah, you're my best friends. This is Mace. Joe Rogan, I'd like for you to meet Doberman 1. This is Axe. You've already met him, but maybe you weren't paying attention. I'd like for my family to meet your family. These are my family call and my family, my queen. So my door's right over here. Her name is Bojana. My boy's name is Striker, Rad, and Zach. And these are my dogs. And I'm here to share my family with your family. Right after. Before and after. We'll bookend it with love, but we'll make a mosh pit in the middle.
What? Well, something with love and put a mosh pit in the middle?
Tear each other apart. I haven't slept. I've been waiting to get here. Now we're here. The name doesn't message. Okay, boys. King time.
A couple of things are for real.
All right, I want you to look at this. Tell me this doesn't look like some schizo ritual. We have a Leatherman multi-tool. I think I actually had that one, and it was pretty good. We have a Leatherman file on the top. We're going to hear Liver King say he uses it on his nails. Some unused paracord, all surrounding the Joe Rogan Experience logo.
A couple of them. If you were to take a picture of this, what do you see? Technology? Technology. That's what I use on my nails. Kind of saying the same thing in principle. Sleep, eat, move.
Oh yeah, now you can start to see him getting like cuts on his face. You can see one right above his left eye. You can see one right on the center of his nose. And again, like, I don't know how many people remember making Mii's on the Wii. Maybe you had a Wii U. I'm sure there are some Switch games that have it too. His nose looks like one of the ones you can use there.
Shield, Connect, Cold, Sunfight, Bond, and Cold.
And also, I want to talk about his mustache for a second. At that length, like, it's going in your mouth.
Thermal pressures. Do you like to get cold, Joe? Do you get warm? Do you do saunas? Do you like to work out?
Do you do saunas? Do you like to work out? I can personally say, while listening to Joe Rogan, he definitely talks about the health benefits of a sauna. And there's no way you can, like, look at the guy and say, no, he doesn't work out. Like, he absolutely does.
Do you get the sun? Do you believe? Do you like liver? Have you ever talked about liver before, Joe Rogan? Oh, what about Bond? What about that one? Do you like that one? Those are the ancestral tenants, the real ones, not the one that you made up about sunning your butthole.
Okay, I don't think that Joe Rogan ever talked. Okay, so yeah, I don't think Joe Rogan ever talked about this, but Liver King over here, Mr. I like to do coffee enemas. I don't know where he thinks he has any room to talk.
That was the imaginary one that you were hoping was on the list of commandments or tenets or whatever. That one missed the list. It can stay on yours. It can stay on yours. You know, kind of saying the same thing. All week, Joe Rogan. So when I'm like, hey, anybody know my name? Liver King. Who am I fighting? Joe Rogan.
One person said that, and it was your son.
When? This week. By the way, I don't know if anyone knows, we're going to have free Wi-Fi everywhere we are.
Oh yeah, listen to his free Wi-Fi password. Password, fuck Joe Rogan.
We're going to have free Wi-Fi, and the password for this week, only 1 week, is fuck you, Joe Rogan.
Oh, okay. I would not have gotten on that internet then. I would have gotten that password wrong.
I was making my morning fire.
All right, so we're now at the very end. This is right before he gets arrested.
I was making my morning fire, and this is what goes in the fire in life. This is an adventure.
I don't understand what he's trying to do. Like, I've heard some people like write things they want to like get rid of in their lives and then throw it in a fire symbolically, but he's gonna say like master builder and master destructor. And when I hear master builder, I just think about like those Lego people.
Sure, we have on life, we can do this thing. It's a master builder. We can build people, celebrate. Comedy's awesome. You're still great, Joe Rogan. I can be arrested, and I want to fight you. Real tension. It's all gonna happen. I'm speaking fast now. Or you can never change. Never change. Can you edit this later?
Yeah, master destroyer.
Post this immediately, but then later add my anthem song. Never change. Never change. So you can evolve. It's a 10th ancestral tenet. You could do that one. You could evolve.
If I was Liver King, I would start selling those. I don't know if that's a hoodie. I mean, I guess it is. The sleeves like throw me off on it though. Yeah, it's got Joe Rogan, his logo, versus, and I'm assuming that is Liver King's logo.
Or you could never change. That's going. Master builder, we're going to keep. Destroyer. That goes in the fire. That's what I was going to be recording. I don't plan for much.
I don't know.
I did plan that one.
We know.
You're not going to stop recording.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Let's just.
Oh yeah, so this cameraman, whoever he is not allowed to stop recording, and he will be told like, hey, go in this different room. We don't want you recording this, but you're not allowed to stop recording.
Just not have that on your pocket.
What? A Leatherman?
Yeah.
A Leatherman.
A knife in it.
I know, but it's not reasonable to have a Leatherman.
They're going to take it off of you.
Okay, keep protecting me like Peter Nemeth tried to. Don't say anything. Contract, don't say anything. What did I do that's illegal? Can somebody first just tell me? Because as soon as you can do that and keep recording.
Yeah, he knows he's going to be arrested.
It's family. You never have to be embarrassed of family. Ancestral.
You never have to be embarrassed of family. Well, sorry, Mr. Liver King, but if I was your kids, I probably would be a little.
Honor, it's called reputation. We're the Liver King family, a real king.
Look at the wife. She just heard, we're the Liver King family. And you can see, like, she has this look of disbelief on her face. She's just playing along because she knows, like, there's nothing I could say right now that will get him to stop this. My husband is nuts.
A real queen who's kind of scared. Kind of scared. Striker over here is kind of scared. Dad's getting arrested again.
Okay, so this story is crazy. He's gonna say stuff like, "Oh, the last time I got arrested, I knew I couldn't run fast enough to the plane. But what did I start doing? I started running to that plane."
We've already been through it once. The first time, do you remember what I said? I said, guys, Baba's not fast enough to make it to the plane. Look at her. But I'm about to sprint as fast as I can to the plane. But all the police are talking over here. I'm going to make a run for the jet. I'm going to go as fast as and I'm pretty fast now, especially now, 178 pounds, Joe Rogan. That's what I weigh. You weigh more than me. You're a black belt. Why not just for fun fight me? Or, you know, like physical fight, real tension. I don't have any training. There's 126 ways to choke someone out, and there's the technique and strategy. We call it jujitsu. There's an infinite amount of ways. Be primal. That's my boy.
Be primal.
The primal part of it is the fun part was going to jail. Cops are coming.
Yeah, what's more primal than it? Is that a what is in his hand? Is that a screwdriver or is that a barbecue lighter? Because I know he was talking about making his morning fire.
Run. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna sprint. You can fucking make it. I know you can. I know you can too. Okay, but y'all don't fucking go until I get my wife, my queen, your mom. I'm gonna.
Look at her. She's looking at the cameraman because she wants reinforcement. Like, hey, this is as crazy as I think it is, right? Like, I'm not the crazy one here.
Get her.
Yeah, I saw her smile. I saw her smile.
Take off. You guys fucking got it, Babas. Oh, just go make it, you guys. It's okay. It's okay. We'll say bye to her later. We don't have time to go anymore. Do y'all remember that in Poland?
Do you need anything?
Yeah.
Else any second?
Just a quick glance around the room.
We need to like talk as a family.
We don't need to.
Oh yeah, we need to talk as a family. So this is where we're gonna see the cameraman get kicked out, and we're gonna see him like walk around in disbelief.
Talk as a family. We're gonna record everything. We always talk as a family. Talking is a lie to begin with.
Talking is a lie to begin with.
That you can tell me any secrets. You're gonna keep recording from right there, okay, Justin? If you don't mind, I don't mean you're gonna go back over there.
You're gonna go back over there.
You're gonna keep recording, okay? You're gonna whisper something in my ear.
I like how the cameraman zooms in too. And look at the sun. Like, the only way I can describe the way he's like standing, it's like he took his shoulders and took them as far up as he physically could, like trying to touch his ears with his shoulders. Yeah, this is a very nice hotel they're staying at. Airbnb, maybe? Whatever it is, there's no way this place is cheap. I can see the dog bowls, pretty reasonable. But yeah, this place had to have been like $800 a night minimum.
How about this?
And I'm probably like severely undercutting it.
Keep recording. Stay there, okay?
Keep recording. Stay there, okay?
And she's gonna have a conversation with me. Okay, Striker Rat, keep recording, okay, Justin? Okay, good. Don't stop recording.
Copy that.
And then, everyone come in. Hurry. Get the fuck in.
Hurry. Get in.
Justin, can you hear me?
No.
Can you hear me? No.
Can you can fucking hear me, liar. Tell the truth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What the fuck? Dude, okay, so this camera guy, he's in such disbelief. And I want to believe he's like the anchor in this situation. Like, I don't know what the kids are like, but you could see the mother earlier was looking at them. Sorry, the mother was looking at him like, are you hearing this? Like, what is going on? And this guy does not know what situation he's in. Yeah, just walking around the place, seeing what's going on. Imagine the conversation going on in that room at that moment. If I was in there, there's no way I would be able to keep a straight face. Like, that guy would have attacked me because I would have been laughing. Boxes. They weren't there for that long.
They're unmarked.
Oh yeah, now we're gonna see Liver King get arrested.
How much time do you think we have? Wait, they're unmarked?
They're
How do you know the police?
because I saw their badge.
How do you know the real badges?
Because I'm.
What is he drinking? Alone what is this?
Worked in law enforcement for a very long time.
And so you know it's a real badge?
Something Vera.
You know legit?
Legit.
So you know, okay, so if it's legit.
That thing looked like it was like laundry detergent.
Means everything's legit. So how much time do I have to take a photo? I just finished my. Oh, share all this, please. And I'd like to share what happened behind closed doors too, because at the end it's fist bump, pound, lock it down. When it's time for any respective family, 4 pillars to lead, united we always are. Look, we're here as a family. Our dogs are here. We're all here. This is intense. Dad's getting arrested. We know how it went the first time. Didn't feel good. Rep 1.
Didn't feel good. Yeah, it probably didn't. And you probably shouldn't put yourself in that situation to get arrested again, Mr. Liver King.
Rep 2, united family, familiar, resistance, stronger. Don't forget to have fun, guys. Adventure fun, master builders. Fist bump, pound, lock it down. That's behind closed doors. Could you just let them know, like,
You gonna take shit?
I could really be out of here in about probably 12 fucking. I would set my timer for 12 minutes, and I can deliver on exactly those words.
Huh?
But I'll need for you to come back and tell me, let's start the time. Don't stop recording with the police and all that. Okay? Don't ever.
What am I watching? I had to have gone through this like 3 times already. And I have no idea what's going on.
I didn't say pointing at me. Keep going, keep walking. I'm walking you out. It doesn't move.
You're horrible at this directing thing.
Just don't stop no matter what.
I got you.
Anyone else that you can get to record you, like Christian, should be recording you too. Anyone who is free, not my family, okay? Not my family, but anyone on our ecosystem, team, should be, go ahead and share more of the experience.
Copy that.
Is he wearing Crocs? Oh, he better not be.
You're more than welcome.
That would be embarrassing.
He is asking to take his last shit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's talking. The cameraman is talking to the cops, telling them like, yeah, he wants to go to the bathroom before he gets arrested.
But if you would like to make your presence known,
yeah. So like I said earlier, Liver King is gonna say, "Oh well, my digestive system is not like yours. I take coffee enemas."
Are we coming to get me? I don't have 12 minutes. Can I have 2 minutes?
I've asked them, and
Can I?
It has been.
Can I have 12 or is it 2?
It has been 20 minutes.
So right now, is it 12, 2, or 0?
It would be 0.
It would be 0. So you're saying it would be, but you didn't actually follow through with that action. So is it 20 seconds? Is it 30? 20 seconds or 30? Like it.
Liver King, you have had time to go to the bathroom. Why didn't you? Why were you getting your bag and your boots and not just doing that while you sent your cameraman out? The cops would have let you get your shoes on if you were being peaceful.
Man to man, I don't have my shoes on. I was taking a shit. I actually haven't broken the law. My real family is here. You're a real man. You're a real woman. If you have a family, you know what this might feel like to a mom. You might know what this feels like to a dad. Where nothing was actually done wrong. And maybe
why are you here?
Queen, allow.
Why are you here? They're here to arrest your husband, lady. Oh, sorry. What was her name? I can't remember. I'm not even gonna pretend to say it.
We're not gonna commingle communication. Allow me to. You said I had no time, 0, and you've given me this.
Yeah, this is why I'm getting the Fousey vibes. That this is exactly how Fousey speaks.
Space, because you know what's actually right. You know what's actually right, and so. You're telling me I can't have 12 minutes to swallow myself out of here because we were expecting maybe something else. Guess what? That's why I'm doing all of this, because the movie and everybody suggested this character is this other character. And then you guys were receiving me this way, and all of a sudden 0 time because you know the principle of the matter. I'm an actual man, husband to my queen, and you think you're gonna, and you could. You guys have the right to. You might not be strong enough to actually. And the thing that would suck is I would still supplicate. You still do whatever you want to me. I would do that too.
He's telling the cops he would beat them up if they tried to like subdue him. This guy's actually nuts. Like, there's no dancing around that. He's crazy.
But I could handle both of you guys.
I could handle both of you guys.
And my boys are right there. Striker and Rad are right there. My boys. So can I have 12 minutes to just finish my actual shit? I did 4 coffee enemas this morning. My intestines don't work like yours.
Could you imagine you were a cop and you go to arrest somebody, and the guy you're arresting, his handler comes out and he says, "Hey, listen, guys, I'm an ex-cop. He's willing to come peacefully. Just give us a bit of time." And the cops are willing to chill. They get told, "Yeah, we're ready. Come on in." And this guy is saying, like, "Listen, my family is here. I need to go to the bathroom. Are you not willing to give me the 12 minutes that I need?"
That's what so that man to a man can have 12 exact minutes. We set our timer and I'll deliver on my word exactly.
How does it take him 12 minutes to go to the bathroom anyways?
Thank you. Hold on.
Oh, okay, so this is after that. He is now getting arrested, thrown into a cop car. Now, I don't know about you, but like if I was going to get, okay, so if I was getting arrested, yeah, I'd want the hood up so that way people wouldn't like see my face getting arrested. I feel like that would be embarrassing. But I feel like that would be very uncomfortable to sit in a cop car with a hood up and your hands behind your head too. Your hands behind your back, sorry.
Yeah. Ma'am, these items are for you.
All right, I know we started out with this, but I should probably show off Liver King's, what is it called? Liver King's booking photo. Quite a good one. He looks very bad. Wait, oh, okay, hold on. Is one of his pupils like bigger than the other, or is his left eye like a brighter color than the right? I can't tell. Either way, Liver King did not have a very good time, did he? So Liver King got out of jail, and he decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to make this video calling out Joe Rogan. But he's also not allowed to say Joe Rogan's name.
Some guy, he thought if you just put him in jail, have the Violent Crimes Division, have them come arrest him for a terroristic threat. And the whole time that terroristic threat you thought was a bomb or something inside that box was actually a present back for you and your mothership colleagues for having my wife.
Now, I don't expect many people to know this, but the mothership is Joe Rogan's comedy club. His idea was, yeah, we'll have all these comedians going across the country doing their shows, but at the end of the day, they return to the mothership, kind of like an alien thing.
Me and mothership that I've held on to for a while, just looking for the right time to give it to you. So the terroristic threat that was reduced to I actually don't want to say any details nor any names. And that's how you get ready for a fight. And you thought the videos would stop, but they will never stop because, when you fight out of a principle, you got an infinite amount of venom. And then we'll hug and unite. Not before, because I gave you that chance. You didn't want to do it. I'll still invite you to do it after. And we don't have to hug after. But at some point, you have to capitulate something. And real tension, real fight. Can you believe it? Restraining orders and stuff like that. Well,
could you imagine having a restraining order against somebody and still threatening them on video? Like, this isn't a case of, you and a guy you work with got into, I don't even know, you and your mortal nemesis, like, not saying this to be bad, but like two nobodies, like getting into an argument and talking about each other on Facebook. These are like one of the most high prolific people on the planet, and Liver King, who I don't know how high profile he is anymore, but he's still pretty up there.
All that, no laws will be broken. I can assure you of that. No details will be spoken either.
Oh yeah, remember that password from earlier?
Way around some things, and I
remember that Wi-Fi password from earlier?
Invite you to tune in. There's free Wi-Fi all week. Ask me what the password is for the.
Ask me what the password is. I don't think you're allowed to say it anymore. I think in another clip that I don't have, unfortunately, Liver King said, "Blow Shogun." Like, I wonder who that could be.
Free Wi-Fi, it's awesome.
Yeah, Liver King is an actual lunatic. Now, Joe Rogan never said this on his podcast, but He allegedly said to the police he believed that Liver King was on drugs and that he needed help. Now, I think Joe Rogan probably had the right decision since Liver King was actively trying to get clout from this, and again, it did not really go the way he thought it would. What are my closing thoughts? I think Liver King is an absolute nut job. I think he scammed a lot of people throughout the years. Liver King faked everything. The guy said, oh, well, I got this big by being a caveman. But in reality, like, he did steroids, which I'm going to say this. I don't think there's anything crazy about that. If you get to like your maximum limit in life and you say, I'm going to do steroids, like, whatevs. But the fact that he's such a liar, you can tell he's crazy. And like, even his own wife, like, could not believe the things that he was saying. I think we're probably going to see him again. Might not be very soon, but yeah, I think he's going to have some big incident. And that's all I have to say about Liver King. Now, moving on to honorable mentions, and we have Vitali. On June 17th, Vitali was transferred into a maximum security prison and was denied getting deported by both the United States and Russia. Vitali has dug his own grave. He kind of deserved what he got. The dude was a total menace when he went to the Philippines. I don't think he deserves life in prison, but you know what? I think he deserves that frown he's got. Now, moving on to our next honorable mention, and we have Tipster. The last time I heard anything about Tipster, he said that he was retiring from YouTube back in February. And for a while, everything was right in the world. Let me pull this up. I've always said that the day YouTube was no longer fun for me would be the day I'd retire. I believe that time has finally come. Over the past 18 years, I've dedicated a significant amount of my time to creating content on this channel, covering a wide range of topics from gaming and technology to trending news, drama, and more recently, progressive politics. I've accomplished a lot and had the privilege of meeting and collaborating with many incredible people. It's been an amazing journey, but I've come to realize that it's time for me to move on and leave on somewhat of a high note on my own terms. He was struggling to crack 1,000 views as a channel with 100,000 subscribers. That is a nightmare. The YouTube landscape has changed drastically since I started. Many of the aspects that initially drew me to the platform and its community are no longer present. As I've grown older, my interests in continuing to create content on YouTube has fallen off quite a bit, and I continually find myself less interested in the types of content that have gained popularity on the platform. So after much consideration, I've come to the conclusion that it's time for me to bid farewell. I want to express my deepest gratitude to everyone who supported me throughout this journey. Your support is genuinely appreciated. If you'd like to stay connected, I've been doing casual streams on Twitch, just playing games and hanging out with my chat. So be sure to follow me there if you are interested. You can also follow me on social media. I'll provide the links to these below. Thank you all once again for your time and support. It's been an honor to create content for you over the years. Tippy. I cannot listen to Tipster at all. The dude is into horses. He had his Goon folder leak, and he had like pictures of Minda in it from Zelda. He defends Lolly. I just can't listen to him. I cannot stand him, in fact. And that is the end of our Tipster talk, thankfully. And that is the end of our lolcow segment. Moving on, and we have the Time Warp segment. On July 25th, Venmo and PayPal announced that you, yes you, can help the United States Treasury pay off the national debt by making direct deposits to them. If you do this, you are one of the dumbest people on the planet. You will get nothing out of this. There will literally be no difference between you giving them money and not, besides you having less money in your wallet. You would be better off wasting this money at the casino, because at least then you would probably get something out of it. Americans, if they're so inclined, can now donate to pay the down payment of the national debt via Venmo and PayPal. The U.S. Treasury Department's little-known program has been around for decades, and Americans have donated $67.3 million in the last 29 years. That is actually nothing. What is the U.S. owe now? Like, I think it's like 20-something trillion dollars. Like, anyone who put a cent in there, that's just a waste. which has done little to bring down the current, here it is, $36.7 trillion in debt. I think the difference there, I think that's like donating a cent if you owe like $1,000. On Wednesday, an X post from NPR's Jack Corbet showing a screenshot of the 21st century payment option went viral. You can Venmo the United States to help pay off the national debt, Corbet wrote. Donors can go to pay.gov and under gifts to reduce public debt. Choose between the more traditional bank accounts or credit card. Could you imagine going into credit card debt? Trying to help the United States pay off its debt, which is never going to be paid off in our lives, by the way. Even a generous donation is unlikely to make much of a difference. However, the $67.3 million given since 1996 only accounts for 20 minutes of debt, according to Axios. The national debt, which measures what the U.S. owes its creditors, rose. I cannot read this number. This is like 36721531033603. At some point, numbers just get so big, like they lose all concept. Friday, according to the latest numbers published by the Treasury Department, that is up about $34.5 billion from the figure reported the previous day. What? How does it go up that much? 40 years ago, the national debt was $907 billion. I cannot imagine what was going through their head when they added that. And I also can't understand why anyone would donate that money. Again, that is a gigantic waste. If you ever listen to me on anything, please let it be this. Do not waste your money on something that it won't even put a dent into. And that's the end of our Time Warp segment. Now, moving on, and we have a little AI company. The company whose AI was actually 700 humans in India. This is an AI company that did not have any AI. Instead, they had 700 Indians in a call center that would just talk to people. Red faces and reclamations are flaying thick and fast after revelations that UK AI company Builder.ai has been tricking customers and investors for 8 years, selling an advanced code writing AI that it turns out is actually an Indian software farm employing 700 human developers. How tricked would you feel if you spent money on a subscription for this just to find out the whole thing was a lie? Founded in 2016, the company, also known as Engineer.ai, became a darling of the AI space and marketed itself so well that it attracted $700 million investment from the $700 million, or United States dollars, $444.5 million investment from the likes of SoftBank, Qatar, and Microsoft. A country and Microsoft put money into this, which integrated Builder AI into its Teams collaboration suite. I'm not sure if I've ever used Microsoft Teams, but could you imagine, like, what risk this is? You think you're adding in an AI to help everyone out. But no, it's some guy in India who knows all of your workplace stuff. Builder.ai CEO Skavan Dev Dugdal built the house of cards based on the purported capabilities of the company's AI assistants. Natasha, which was said to be a no-code tool that could build apps 6 times faster than traditional development processes and be 70% cheaper. What does that say? That having 700 people in India is cheaper than using an actual AI. Now, I'm going to assume, since it said this is 8 years old, that like 2017 AI, yeah, it probably is faster. But yeah, nowadays, like ChatGPT could outperform the entire building. Google became an AI industry stalwart, giving himself the title of Chief Wizard at the company and appearing as an expert on podcasts that launched him as a captain of the emerging AI industry. Yet, it all came undone after revelations. The company, which appointed the new CEO, Manpreet Rekieta, in February, will declare bankruptcy. After a major backer, Viola Credit, demanded immediate repayment of the $77 million. 77 million. I guess this is like pounds because the UK website. I should be like changing that. So $50 million loan it extended the Builder AI in 2023 when it was valued at $2.3 billion, or billion pounds. Despite the tireless efforts of our current team and exploring every possible option, the company said the business has been unable to recover from historic challenges and past decisions that placed significant strain on its financial position. Well, yeah, after all of your investors find out that you've been cheating them, you've swindled them the entire time, you're probably going to have a hard time getting money going forward. The bankruptcy came after a Bloomberg investigation found that the company had been working with Indian social media startups Verse Innovation to undertake questionable financial practices, as well as its financial shenanigans. I would call that a straight up scam. That is not a shenanigan. That's not a mistake. Like, they actively went out of their way to scam people. The company's questionable business has been outdated after confirmation that Natasha was not in fact AI at all, but a team of 700 very human Indian developers who were not only writing customer software, but tasked with behaving like bots. I'm no coder. Anytime I have to use the terminal, I don't know what I'm doing. I have to have ChatGPT give me exactly what I need, and then I put that into my computer. That is an actual skill. And these guys were working for this company, LARPing as an AI, writing other people's software. That is such a bad go. Rumors like this had circulated since a 2019 Wall Street Journal report questioned engineer AI's bona fides, but the truth was finally exposed this month with confirmation that the entire company was a lie, with former employees describing the company as all engineer, no AI. Although the developers used a range of software tools in their work, coding was performed manually, meaning that while Builder AI did eventually deliver apps to its customers, it was simply, it was simply in an Indian industry. I don't think anyone won in this story. The Indians working at that place were probably cramped like a can of sardines, getting next to no pay whatsoever for, again, a skill that people need. I'm going to say, the people who hired them, they're probably not getting the best code. I mean, how many different projects did those guys have to work on at a time? The investors, they obviously lost because they donated to something that they thought was real. Turns out it was a complete lie. And now the owners are probably going to jail. So that should be a lesson to everybody. Do not scam people. Do not cheat people, because it will come out someday. And now real AI is going to replace everyone involved. Moving on to our next tech and media topic, and we have the BBC looking to charge American users. Now, first of all, I could not imagine why you would want to watch the BBC. There are so many different news channels out there. If you don't live in England, you're probably not interested in English local news. I can't think of a single show on BBC that would be even remotely worth paying a subscription to watch. Now, I know Doctor Who used to be very big. I remember back in high school, I had friends who used to watch it. But from what I understand, that show has gone down the toilet since then. The BBC is launching a paywall in the US. Users based in the US will have to pay an $8.99 per month if they want full access to the BBC's website and live content. Couldn't you just use a VPN? So there is something called CBC Gem. It is it's like a Canadian version of this, I suppose. Now, in order to use it, you have to be a Canadian. Or you could use a VPN to say you're Canadian. I've used it once in my life, and that was to watch the Kenny vs. Spenny Pandemic special. And outside of my tax dollars, I would never spend a cent on it. So again, I can't understand why anyone would pay for this. The BBC wants to make people in the United States pay for its content. The public broadcaster announced on Thursday that it will start offering US-based users an $8.99 per month or $49.99 per year subscription for unlimited access to news stories, feature reports, and the BBC News Channel. The BBC News Channel live stream. What is the time difference between England and let's say Washington D.C.? Isn't it 7 hours? So if you want to catch their morning news, where are you watching it at? 3 a.m. That is such a bad deal. I don't watch news channels. I'm having a hard time understanding their thought process here. The reason is because it turns out that the government of England recently went to YouTube saying, We need mainstream news sources like the BBC pushed because they're not getting many views anymore. So if even the people of England are not watching the BBC to the point that it's not getting any viewers, why would somebody out there want to listen to it too? Users in the United States will still get free access to select breaking news stories, BBC Radio 4 and BBC World Service radio live streams, BBC World Service sites, as well as newsletters and podcasts. BBC.com will use a dynamic pay model to show paywalls to certain readers depending on how much they read and how long they're on the site. This approach allows casual readers to explore freely while offering our most engaged users the opportunity to unlock even more. Okay, so if you change browsers and use a VPN to change up your location, you're fine. But if you just want to like use this website a lot, oh, you gotta pay to get, what was it they said? Unlock even more. The BBC writes in its announcement, by opting to pay, readers gain unlimited access to the site's content. The BBC says its website reaches 60 million users in the US alone. The move is meant to help the BBC drum up more revenue as the money collected from yearly license fees in the UK, which people are required to purchase to watch live TV or use BBC iPlayer, continues to tumble. Last year, around 500,000 households in the UK cancelled their license fees as more people turned to streaming services like Netflix. The UK government has considered trying new methods to support the BBC, including extending license fees to streaming-only users and radio listeners. How are you ever going to tell if somebody is listening to the BBC radio? That is actually impossible. The only way they could do it is to like, you hear that meme about, oh, you got your license, mate, for that TV tax? Are you going to need a radio tax too? That's insane. And can you blame people for canceling their subscription? Can you blame people for canceling that license if they can? I have never in my life had cable after I moved out of my parents' place. It was a total waste. As well as rolling out ads on the BBC and taxing streamers. What? Okay, I'm assuming they're talking about people who watch BBC on a live stream. But yeah, keep putting more ads on your channel. I'm sure that's going to get more people watching. In the future, the BBC subscription will include ad-free documentary series, films, and podcasts, along with access to exclusive newsletters and other content. It notes that users based in the UK won't experience any changes to how they access the BBC, as BBC.com will flag users based on their device's geolocation. So yeah, you could just use a VPN and not have to pay this. UK users who travel to the US can also continue to read or stream BBC content uninterrupted by accessing it through BBC News app. The BBC notes that it currently doesn't have plans to launch a subscription outside of North America. Again, I know I've said VPN a couple times, but so I could just say, oh, you know what? I actually live in France, and I wouldn't have to pay this fee. I think my VPN, I use Brave. I think it's like $5 a month. Just doing that, I would save money if I was going to read this. I can't think of any BBC podcasts I would be interested in. If this tax is just for people in North America, I really don't understand how they're going to try and get people using a radio. That's not going to work. I think that legacy media needs to understand it's over. It's going to be gone soon. Nobody wants it. Personally, I hope they just add more ads into it because that would probably kill it off. Nobody's going to watch that. And now we move on to our final tech and media topic. Denmark tackles deepfakes by giving people copyright of their own features. Personally, I actually really like this one. I think it's probably one of the best ways to combat deepfakes. Hey, you want to make a deepfake meme of yourself? Go ahead. Absolutely no problem with it. But if somebody wants to do it for something malicious, hey, they're going to have a problem. The Danish government is to clamp down on the creation and dissemination of AI-generated deepfakes by changing copyright laws to ensure that everybody has the right to their own body, facial features, and voice. The Danish government said on Thursday it would strengthen protection against digital imitations of people's identities with what it believes to be the first law of its kind in Europe. Yeah, that's definitely the first one in Europe that I've seen. I thought that the US and South Korea did a pretty good job with their deepfake laws, but honestly, this is probably the best one. Having a secured, broad, cross-party agreement, the Department of Culture plans to submit a proposal to amend the current law for consultation before the summit recess, and then submit the amendment in the autumn. It defines a deepfake as a very realistic digital representation of a person, including their appearance and voice. The Danish culture minister Jacob Engel Schmidt said he hoped the bill before Parliament would send an unequivocal message that everyone had the right to the way they looked and sounded. He told The Guardian, "In the bill, we agree and are sending an unequivocal message that everyone has the right to their own body." I already read that. They put this in twice. The move, which is believed to have the backing of 9 in 10 MPs, comes amid rapid developing AI technology that has made it easier than ever to create a convincing fake image, video, or sound to mimic the features of another person. The changes to Danish copyright laws will, once approved, theoretically give people in Denmark the right to demand that online platforms remove such content if it is shared without consent. It will also cover realistic digital generated imitations of an artist's performance without consent. Violation of the proposed rules could result in compensation for those affected. The government said the new rules will not affect parodies and satire, which would still be permitted. Of course, this is new ground we are breaking, and if the platforms are not complying with that, we are willing to take additional steps, said Engelschmidt. Other European countries, he hopes, will follow Denmark's lead. He plans to use Denmark's forthcoming EU presidency to share its plans with European counterparts. If tech platforms do not respond accordingly to the new law, they could be subject to severe fines, he said, and it could become a matter of the European Commission. That is why I believe the tech platforms will take this very seriously, he added. Now, personally, I'm not really sure what they expect them to do. All of these platforms can limit what is shown in one country and another. So yes, I think they'll all follow the law for that country, but it's really going to be up to that country to make sure this stuff is taken down and send notices. Now, like I said, I'm trying to make this a shorter one, so that way I can kind of get back on track. So that will not just be the end of the tech and media segment, but we will also be skipping the political segment, because at this point, that news is 2 months old, and nothing in it really piqued my interests. So, as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Peace.